The following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic High School football is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, Kemin, Mercy One, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Bows on the Floors. Thank you for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio and Dowling Catholic football.
And good evening and welcome to high school football here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Tonight we're from Marshalltown, Iowa, as it's Dowling and Marshalltown. Hard to believe it's week number 6 of the high school football season in a 7-week regular season. Mark Abadale joined by Matt Mandering, John Chido, as we are here at the Bobcats Field, Leonard Cole Field as it's officially known. I thought they'd name it after Grant Bossum, our distinguished Dean of Students at Dowling Catholic High School, but I guess not. I guess that'll be done at a different time the Maroons come up here. But Matt Mandering, thanks for making the trip up.
You bet.
We all social distance. We all drove separate today. Normally we won't do that on game night.
No, not normally. I was looking for the Mr. Bossum statue when I came into town. I haven't quite seen it yet, but
he is.
I got to take a trip to the school when we get done.
Well, you'll hear from Coach Wilson in the pregame show a little bit later, and he talked about that statue. He says, we've been up here a couple of times, and if you have to find it, maybe this will be the time. So we shall see.
You bet.
John Chido along with us. Johnny will be on the sidelines. We won't have direct communication with him, but he'll give us his perspective from the Dowling sideline tonight. Johnny, welcome, and it'll be a chilly night. One of our rare nights that we've seen that's gotten a little bit chilly, but 'tis the season. We're in October.
Football weather has finally arrived. 43 degrees, a little brisk, a little wind coming out of the north. It's finally here. Summer is gone. It went quick, and football season is going quick as well.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it'll be a chilly night. Field's not in bad shape. It is a grass field, and it is a east-west field. So
don't see that very often.
No, you don't. No. So will that create problems for receivers and quarterbacks and defensive backs and the like, you think? That sun, which we're not going to see much of?
Well, we're late in the year, so that sun's about gone. So I think we're good.
That's a good point. There is no sun, so that would be a factor if it was earlier in the year. Yeah,
it certainly would. Well, it's amazing. Dowling, and I talked to Coach Wilson about this, Matt, coming off a rare bye week. We used to have these built in.
Yep.
Remember when Coach first took over back in the 2005-2006 season? We had a bye week, it seemed like, when the CIML were playing conference football in Class 4A, and the CIML schools had a built-in bye week, and we haven't had one of those. So interested to get his comments about that and how Dowling starts out of the bye week. They got some kids coming back. They also have 2 starters out tonight. Both the fullback and their tailback will not play.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. When you get that in the middle of the season, it is kind of nice to get healed up and all those things as they go into this. And it ends up going into kind of a short week because you have the game tonight and you have the game on Thursday night. And then to travel on top of it, I'm sure the kids are hungry and ready to go play some football and see somebody else.
Yeah, there's no question after having that long week off. And, of course, they'll get another week off if Dowling is part of that bye with that first-round playoffs in that new format this year. So that kind of gets you in a routine as a coach and players with already going through this once in the regular season. And then if you happen to have that opportunity as the playoffs start, you already have a routine develop. And as you guys all know, routines are everything when it comes to organization and structure with kids in football.
Well, when you've got 83 players that have bust up here in the Dowling roster, 31 of them are seniors. We added 2 more seniors this past 2 weeks, as we all know, and we want to welcome them to the team. Maddie McGee and Finn Claypool, both transferred from Roosevelt. Of course, the boys' schools are not involved with athletics due to the situation that they're in. So a couple of the kids transferred. Several of them did, and 2 of them came to Dowling. They're immediately eligible, and I think they've worked themselves into the program. And we may see their number once or twice tonight. Johnny, I know you give us perspective on the sidelines, but that's a lot of kids to bring up here. You look at them warming up right now, the Dowling in their visiting white jerseys. There's quite a few over there.
It is, and I didn't really check because the guidelines shifted a little bit this week. If we continued to, I don't know how many buses we had to take to get up here.
I wondered about that.
With the old guidelines, and even so now, because we're following most of those old guidelines, is the fact that you'd have to take about 6 buses to get that many guys up here. And I don't know, I think it was probably about 4 or 5. But the 2 young men that came over, they're great young men, and 2 good families came over, and younger brothers, I think, in both families, and got to meet them and good kids and good addition to our school as well as our football program.
Well, Dowling currently, after the bye week, they are 3-1 on the season, ranked second or fourth, depending on which poll you use. And I know that throw that out. Marshalltown comes in with a record of 2-3, and it was the battle of the Goodvin family as the head coach at Marshalltown, Adam Goodvin, defeated his dad, Brian, the head coach at Ottumwa, last Friday night, 42-21 down at Schaefer Stadium in Ottumwa. So that had to be interesting, coaching against your kid. Now your kid's coaching an assistant coach somewhere. Wouldn't that be interesting, who's across the aisle?
It's bad enough when we play cards at home or something like that. When it gets something like this and it gets really serious, it would be something.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it was a lot of fun for both of them to do that, and fun for the kids in both programs to be a part of something like that would be a joy.
Yeah, and I'm sure they had a lot of fun. Of course, Adam was played down at Ottumwa, so he was coming to his old stomping grounds. Here's a fourth-year head coach here at Marshalltown, but. Bobcats kind of a scrappy team. It's unusual. They're 2-3 on the season. As I mentioned, all three of their losses have been at home. The two wins on the road at Ottumwa last Friday, and then they won their second in week 2. They went to a Newton and defeated Newton 42-8. So I don't know if that means anything, guys, but they like playing on grass better, maybe. Because I know Newton and Ottumwa both have turf, and they both have turf, so maybe that's
they like the turf.
They like the grass.
Yeah. So for Dowling, it's about coming out quick. Obviously, after some time off and seeing the things that you've had time to put some new things in, I'm sure, and tweak things to these kids and this offense, and with two key cogs out was Zach Schwager out and Cale Kokenauer out. You get a couple other bodies to get in there, and Cam Middleton did a heck of a job when he came in at the end of the game 2 weeks ago. So it should be fun to watch him tonight. It
certainly should. Yeah. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandring, John Chido here at Marshalltown, Dowling and Marshalltown. I think it is senior night, and I think the band seniors are being introduced right now. So we're going to Dowling will have that next week on, as you mentioned, Matt, earlier. Quick turnaround. Dowling will finish up the regular season. Yes, regular season after 7 games. Next Thursday night, Dowling will be hosting Fort Dodge on their senior night at Valley Stadium. But John talked about earlier about injuries and running backs. The fullback, which is very critical. It's like the extra guard, as Coach Wilson calls it. Ben Faber gets to start tonight at fullback as Cale Kokenauer is out injured. And Cam Middleton will start at tailback. He'll be backed up by Blake Anderson at running back as Zach Schwager is out. So I wonder it'd be interesting to see how the Dowling running game gets going here on a night where Marshalltown really features their linebackers.
Yeah, and with Marshalltown with the 4-3 defense, sometimes they go to a 4-4. Depending on down and distance, those sorts of things. But I would imagine you'll see Dowling try to attack that C gap, which is in between that guard and that tackle or that type of area, until the middle opens up a little bit. And talking about their fullback is a key opponent or element to Dowling's running game. It does, like you said, it's another extra lineman. It's kicking out the end, leading up on a linebacker, and helping create those holes, and it's a big part of Dowling's running game.
Let's take a look at some of the other games going on before we go to our break with head coach Tom Wilson. I caught up with him yesterday and previewing tonight's game. Games along the Class 4A high school schedule on the western side and the CIML teams. Number 1 Southeast Polk at Ottumwa tonight. That's a late start, 7:30. All the other starts are at 7 o'clock, including ours here. It's number 2 Dowling at Marshalltown. We'll have the broadcast here, kickoff here coming up. Number 3 Urbandale has the night off. They were scheduled to play Des Moines East, and of course the Des Moines schools are no longer playing athletics right now. That game was canceled. Urbandale with the bye tonight. Number 9 Johnston at number 4 Ankeny. 6th ranked Waukee at Valley tonight. Waukee was just at Valley Stadium not too long ago, played the Maroons, so they're well accustomed to that turf. Indianola's at Ames, Sioux City East at Fort Dodge. Those two teams playing for the second time this year. They had on a COVID date. Both teams lost their opponents, so they decided to meet early in the year up by your old neck of the woods. Yeah. And they're playing tonight for the second time. In Mason City, a 3A school, at home tonight against Humboldt. Again, idle tonight are Ankeny Centennial and number 3 Urbandale, along with the 5 Des Moines public schools are not scheduled. Next week, Fort Dodge is at Dowling on Thursday night, and Marshalltown travels to Sioux City North, also a Thursday night. So that's a look at some of the schedules and games, and we'll try to keep you abreast of that. Gentlemen, any final comments in this segment? Starting fast tonight, John. Obviously, whoever wins the toss, you're going to be on defense or offense. So your thoughts on that?
I think if we win the toss, we're going to take the ball and try to like Coach said, try to start off where Downing's offense left off with Waukee and establishing that running game and having a lot of success. So really looking forward to see if that's a thing moving forward with the running game. It was nice to see.
And Dowling's defense has turned up and caused turnovers by the opposing offense. I just noticed Marshalltown stats. They've had 5 fumble recoveries, no interceptions this year. So maybe the passing game for the Dowling offense might be in particular, if that's the case.
Well, I think, if going off of what John said too, I think Coach Wilson's going to want to run the ball, and we saw us early in the year. Dowling was very adept at that quick passing game and things like that. But then in that last half of that ball game, that line took over. I think defensively they're very. Dowling's been very opportunistic in getting the picks and the turnovers and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see, how Jalen Pettis can disrupt things up front and see if they can disrupt Marshalltown early, and on the road you want to get out in the lead as quick as you can.
Certainly can, especially on the road.
On the road.
On the road, grass field, east-west field. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Road with a bye week.
Yeah. Kind of. You want to
see how it starts out.
John, congratulations, your 8th grade team. You got a win last week. The week before, not so good, but you know what? You got one more game left. That's Tuesday night. We're going to talk more about the 8th grade group, but nice job out of Coach Flood and the rest of the assistants, including yourself.
Well, it's all the kids. It's when the kids execute, things go well. When the kids don't execute, things don't go so well. But our kids got off to a great start, and that was a key. And the week before, it wasn't so much, and they were more in tune into the game and started to realize the competitiveness each week, and can't take things for granted. And I think they realized that, which is a good start for coming into the program next year as freshmen.
Absolutely. And, of course, congratulations to Claude Wilkins, the Dowling freshman. They won last night over Marshalltown at the Dowling field. I didn't pick up the final, but it was one-sided when I left in the third quarter. And we're going to have the JV coach, or sophomore JV coach. Jimmy Cataldo will be our halftime guest. I think his dad just rolled off his recliner as he's sitting there listening to us. I don't think he can watch tonight, but so we'll have Jimmy on to talk about the JV team this year. So we'll get them all covered, Matt.
Good.
All right. We'll take a break. Come back with head coach Tom Wilson as the pregame show continues from Marshalltown, Dowling and Marshalltown here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
CPCustomHomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
Thank you, Dental Associates, for underwriting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. With over 40 years' experience, Dental Associates is a group dental practice with the mission of promoting optimum health and well-being to all patients, providing preventative, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry for the entire family. Message underwritten by Dr. Kenton Gleichman, Dr. Steve Karbaka, Dr. Christine Mulcahy, and Dr. Ben Nagel. Dental Associates, addressing your smile, needs, and dreams. Online at DesMoines-DentalAssociates.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel. Listen online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com or download the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale, now joined by Dowling Catholic head football coach Tom Wilson here on the pregame show. It's Dowling at Marshalltown tonight. And, Coach, thanks for joining us. Best of luck against the Bobcats here.
Thank you, Mark.
Well, Coach, last time we talked to you was after and following the exciting 37-34 come-from-behind victory over Waukee. I know you've had a chance to let that sit in because last week was a bye. And let's kind of get caught up in the Maroons. What did you see after that Waukee game other than a lot of heart and a lot of kids just being persevere? We saw that in the Johnson game, but you came up a little short with turnovers. But the Waukee game, you got to be proud of how your kids played against one of the top 5 teams in the state.
I was really pleased with our effort. I thought we played very hard. Didn't always play smart, but we played hard. And as you mentioned, you kind of recapped that game. You know, we came out and drove down, put a nice drive together, and scored early. And and then they score, and the next thing you know, we're behind 21-7, and really I felt our kids responded, after some mistakes, and we really got the offense going and the running game going, which I thought helped us a lot. Obviously, some big pass plays. I remember one to Louis Brooks on 4th down in the back of the end zone, and so there was a lot of good things, but I just thought we played really, really hard and played inspired against a good football team.
And Coach, it kind of took its toll. You had some kids dinged up; they were playing hurt, and they kind of persevered. So the week off helped out. But you lost your running back, you lost Swagger, and all of a sudden we saw a lot of passes to the end zone and finally scoring. I think it was right before the half. The second half, he found a running game. All of a sudden, things gelled, and that was something I think you were kind of hoping for a few weeks ago. Before that, maybe against Johnson, but some kids stepped up. I don't know what happened, but the running game was really prevalent.
It was, and I thought Cam Middleton grew up that night, and hopefully we see that to continue. I thought he did a lot of good things. I thought Blake Anderson gave us some zip in there and made some tough yards. And, don't make a mistake, Andrew Lynch makes a difference when he's in the game, and we had him, and that was big for us. And he makes a tremendous difference. And really what they started doing was overloading Lynch's side, because that's a tendency when he's in the ball game, and then we started running over Caden Sanders. So other kids were stepping up, doing a nice job, and it was great to see. And I think obviously offensively, at the offensive line, they did a nice job controlling the line of scrimmage.
Well, they certainly did. And the one thing the offense can do is be out there so the defense doesn't have to be. And Dowling defense, obviously, very stellar. I know giving up 34 points is not on Coach Boston, your defensive coordinator's top of the list, but a very fine walkie team you're trying to neutralize. And that Smith kid is just outstanding. He had 4 touchdowns, all-purpose type guy, and trying to corral him was something else. But your defense was nicked up a little bit, and the kids persevered. Yeah,
I'm not sure we ever stopped him much, maybe on the fake kneeling down before the half. But, no, he's a tremendous, tremendous player. And, it was tough sledding. And it was, I thought we did enough to win. And you got to, play well and do a lot of good things with teams like that. And we did enough to win. It was a great win for us.
And Coach, as you had a chance to ponder that going into your so-called bye week last week, what are some of the kids that kind of stood out on film after you got done looking at film after the game and kind of grading all the kids out that may not have gotten mentioned that night?
Right, and I'm sure Middleton was mentioned, but I mentioned him earlier. I thought, he really stepped up. Max Deary had another terrific game, did a lot of things. I mentioned Anderson, more on the offensive side than on the defensive side. So, but I think Dom Varelli, best game he played. Sam Gavin, best game that he played. So as we continue to make progress, especially on the line of scrimmage, I think that could be good things for us.
This is with Dowling head football coach Tom Wilson before tonight's game, Dowling at Marshalltown. And I'll be back with more after these messages. We'll talk about tonight's matchup with the Marshalltown Bobcats and what the Maroons did on their bye week last week here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Would you consider a $30 a month donation? Your support keeps Iowa Catholic Radio on the air, connecting people to Christ.
Support Catholic media. What an incredible gift Catholic media is. Support any kind of Christian outreach that's getting the word out, because it's a contrast to the negative message which is often being promoted, especially as regards issues of human dignity.
You can give securely online at iowacatholicradio.com, the Iowa Catholic Radio app, or call 515-223-1150.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Kemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Kemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Kemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Kemin, using science to transform the world. Online at kemin.com.
And welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale. Continue my conversation with head coach Tom Wilson before tonight's game. Dowling on the road at Marshalltown. And, Coach, before we get into Marshalltown matchup. Let's talk about the bye week. We haven't seen one of these in probably about 10, 12 years. We used to get one every year for a while, I think, when you first started at Dowling. But it's kind of hard to do. You're used to getting in a rhythm and keeping the kids in a rhythm. But then all of a sudden, you're almost like at a mini camp for the time you had off. Talk about what the Maroons caught up with.
Well, I think the big thing for us was, our health. We looked at a couple of possibilities of playing, but at the end of the day, if we'd have played last week, I think we probably would have been without 5 starters, which it's not something I really wanted to do if I could help it, and I thought we could help it. So then we kind of just went back and worked on things that we felt we needed to work on. Some of it is special teams wise. We thought we had to make some changes there to get better. Our third down, both on offense and defense, that's something that we felt we had to get better. Going into Waukee, that was a big point of emphasis offensively, and we had our best night statistically in that category for the season. So sometimes you get what you emphasize. So we were trying to think of things for the long haul that we thought we had to get better on, and that's really how we spent Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we let Coach Lark work his magic by trying to get our kids healthy.
Well, and that certainly paid off, although tonight you're without 2 starters. Gokenauer and Schwager will not play. They're listed on the injured list, so you're going to have some new people at those positions. Cam Middleton, you mentioned, is one, and another a young man who will step up. Ben Faber will step up at fullback, so that'll be a change tonight. But relatively, you're getting healthier, and that was the whole part of having the week off.
Well, it is. Lynch has battled several different things. Deary has been battling injury. Jack Meyer's been battling injury. You mentioned, Schwager, which, we think we'll have him back next week. Goke might be a little bit longer than that, but, it's part of the game, but we had some choices, so we decided to try to be smart with it.
Well, Coach, talk about tonight's matchup with Marshalltown. The Bobcats came in with a 2-3 record. Fourth-year head coach Adam Goodvin, and as a matter of fact, he just came off the rivalry bowl because his dad's a head coach at Tumble, and that's who they played and beat last week. So that'll be interesting at the Thanksgiving Day table. But what do you know about this team offensively? I know they like to score, and they'll run some Wildcat. We'll see Ladoris, number 22, young man, will play that Wildcat spot. But talk about this team a little bit, what you know offensively.
Really, he's done a nice job. When he took that job over, they were pretty low, and he's made them competitive in most ball games. Really, they want to run the ball. They've got a very good tight end, number 87. I think he's a nice player. They do have two-way players, which we think that can be an advantage to us. But in the Wildcat that you mentioned, it's more of a direct snap to the fullback position, and they run trap of that. They've got some folding schemes they'll run with that. Hopefully we can be disciplined enough to take care of that play. But we just got to do a great job at the line of scrimmage, take care of number 87 and stop the run, then get after the quarterback.
Yeah, 87, their tight end. Carson Williams, kind of like the Johnson tight end. Now they have that Division I talent. Defensively for Marshalltown, what do you expect out of them when they go against the Dowling offense tonight?
4-man front. They've alternated themselves between 2 high and 1 high, and it's going to be interesting because that does have an impact on us. Just as small as it may seem, obviously if they're 1 high, they're really trying to take care of the run. They go 2 high, they're going to try and take care of the pass first. So we'll probably see a mixture of that, and we're going to have to get a feel for what they're trying to do. But again, if we take care of things at the line of scrimmage, doesn't matter if they're in 1 or 2 high. We'll just do the things we want to do.
Hey, Coach, one thing that may not mean much, but you're playing on a grass field for the first time. Now, I know these kids played on grass fields growing up in the junior high and Catholic Football League and such, but mostly you practice on turf for the most part. Most of your games are on turf. Does that present a different problem tonight? And it's an east-west field, which we don't see very often in high school.
Yeah, the big thing is the grass, and some of us old-timers don't understand that because that's all we were used to. But, fortunately, we have practiced on grass a few times, one of them being this week because our 8th grade was home on Tuesday night, so we went over to the west field that most of us knew as our practice field. These kids now don't understand that, but it is different. There can be some slipping and sliding, and I don't know what kind of shape their turf is in, their grass is in, but we'll soon find out. And I think it'll probably take us a little while to get used to it. Slows the game down a little bit, but it's fair for everybody.
Well, one thing I know you probably have talked about this in your coaches meeting is Coach Bossum is from Marshalltown, and I'm sure he's willing to give you all a tour. He invited me last week, and I declined respectfully, but I'm sure this is a big homecoming for Coach Bossum. His parents still live in Marshalltown.
Oh, he catches a lot during this week, and I think we had a highlight tape earlier of him, and we've talked about the statue for a lot of years that we haven't found yet in Marshalltown. So, but it is homecoming for him, and we kind of throw Campbell in there too because he's from Marshall County, but he will tell you that he's never lived a day in Marshalltown in his youth. So we have fun with it. It'll be good for Grant. He does a great job for us, and hopefully his defense has a good night.
Coach Wilson, thanks for joining us here in the pregame show. Best of luck tonight. We look forward to catching up with you at halftime and on the postgame show.
All right, thank you.
Head coach Tom Wilson joining me here on the pregame show. Dowling and Marshalltown tonight from Leonard Cold Field here on the campus of Marshalltown High School. This is Mark Amadale. Up next, Matt Mainring and John Chido rejoin the broadcast here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts of the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
And welcome back to Marshalltown High School. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Mainring and John Chido also along as we get set for Dowling and Marshalltown tonight here on Iowa Catholic Radio. A beautiful night. We have, after a very windy week, and you had that kind of cold snap come in. We've got a beautiful night for high school football, and the fans might need a little blanket. We're seeing the Marshalltown fans in front of us do that. But, Matt, it's a perfect night because less wind but chilly temperature.
This is perfect for football. Of course, there's not too many nights that it's not, but there was a night in Sioux City, I think, last year that might not have been perfect.
That was not good.
No.
That was not good.
But it's, it's a good night for the kids, and, it's one of those nights where you can go all out and not have to worry about overheating or anything like that, and it's just a good night for kids to play the game.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup, first of all, for Dowling Catholic, and we mentioned as captains are ready to do the coin toss in the middle of the field here at Marshalltown High School. Sam Gavin will be the left tackle for Dowling. Dominic Varelli gets started at left guard. Jake Olson is the center. Gabe Carey is the right guard, and Michael One is the right tackle. The tight end is Andrew Lynch tonight for the Maroons. Wide receivers, Louis Brooks and Mac Anderson. We'll see Carson Brown and Koa Thompson in there rotated in. And then two new starters tonight. The fullback tonight is Ben Faber for the Maroons, 5'7", 185-pound senior, as he is replacing Cale Gokenauer, who's out with a knee injury. And Cam Middleton gets a start at tailback, number 32, 5'11", 215-pound junior. He replaces Zach Swager, out with an ankle injury. Both are expected back next week. And the quarterbacks tonight will be Jake Steingraber, the senior, 5'10", 175 pounds, and Jackson Smolik, number 4, a 6'2", 180-pound sophomore. They'll both share that tonight. So we're going to take a break. We'll introduce the defense when we come back. But first, a word from Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School, and, of course, our pregame prayer with Father Ryan Andrew. Marshalltown Dowling kickoff coming up here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School. Welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School football. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting football, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons!
Hello, my name is Father Ryan Andrew, and I'm the chaplain at Dowling Catholic High School. Let us pray for the coaches, players, and trainers tonight for this athletic competition. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask you to bless all those involved in this athletic competition tonight. We ask that you keep them safe, and that they all show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. All holy men and women, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Underway. Welcome back to Marshalltown High School as it's Dowling and Marshalltown, and the opening kickoff taken and slipping right off the bat. Marshalltown on the receiving end as they're going right to left in front of us. Richard Toe lost his footing on the 5-yard line, and I hope that's something not something that's we're going to see a lot tonight, Matt. But he slipped and fell right at the 5-yard line. First down Marshalltown from there.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect to see that from the home team on the turf, but you get that early evening dew sets in. They get a little bit of moisture on that grass, and it's pretty easy to do at the onset of a football game.
So first down, Marshalltown. They're on their own 5-yard line, and we'll set their offense here as they're back to throw. And the ball is caught right about the 9-yard line for a short gain. That is their wide receiver, number 30, and that's John Loney.
Yeah, John Loney runs about an 8-yard, well, it looks like about a 5-yard curl, 6-yard curl, and nice pitch and catch just over the outstretched arms of the outside linebacker there. I don't know if that was Kriegshauser on that play or not. It just about went the other way.
And the defense for Dowling up front, Russell Pearson, Jalen Pettis, Chase Patton, Michael One. Linebackers Will Herman, Matt Deary, Jack Meyer, and Carson Kriegshauser are now running play left side across the 10, out of bounds at the 12-yard line for the Bobcats, shy of the first down as their tailback took the football, and that's Malik Haynes, number 10.
Malik Haynes comes around the left end there and had two big lead blockers. They pulled a guard on that and had a nice bandwagon in front of him, and Carson Kriegshauser came up and did a nice job of taking on the first blocker and pushing that thing inside, and then that funneled everything to the defense.
All right, the Marshalltown quarterback is Brendan Bates, 6'1", 215-pound senior, a lot of seniors. Pistol formation, direct snap to the fullback as the quarterback got out of the way, and that is something that we talked about on the pregame show. They do a lot of direct snap or wildcat. This time it's direct snap to fullback. No gain will bring up fourth down for Marshalltown as he was tackled right at the right over the nose guard position.
Yeah, tough to run against that front four, or that front of Dowlings with Pettis and Patton, Woon, and Pearson up front, and they went nowhere.
No gain of the play, so they're outstanding tight end will go back to punt, and that's the young man from Buffalo, going to Buffalo, and that is Carson Williams. High end over in short punt, fielded by Louis Brooks, 45. He spins out of a tackle and down at the Marshalltown 42-yard line. That's where the Dowling offense will start here, Matt. First and 10 Maroons from the Marshalltown 42.
Louis gambled a little bit there, and there's people running around him, and he didn't fair catch it. He was going to try and make a play, and he's a kid with confidence that wants to break a game open early.
Underway here at Marshalltown. Marshalltown 3-and-out in their initial series. They're wearing their home blue uniforms, white pants, white helmets with the little bit of red sprinkled in with the Bobcat logo. Dowling on the field, their offense on the field for the first time tonight. And the quarterback is a senior, Jake Steingraber. He works with two receivers left, one to the right, tight end on the right. The handoff goes to Middleton, and Cam right up the left side gets across the 40 and down to the Bobcat 38. Nice little gain that time of 4 yards.
A little counter action inside for Cam. He jabs to his right and then comes back to the left side of the formation. And, the one thing that was impressive about Cam last week or 2 weeks ago when he was running was his center of gravity and hard to knock him off balance, and he showed it there again.
Well, 2nd and 6 for the Maroons. And Steingraber, the Dowling senior quarterback, back to throw out of the shotgun, fires it out, pass is caught. Nice catch that time by Mac Anderson, and he's down to the Marshalltown 32-yard line, near a first down. And are they going to give it to him or not? We'll have to see.
They're going to look. You told me, I learned something last week. You can't just give that automatic call in the grass field.
That's because coaches line it. They're going to give them the first down. That's because you guys marked. It took you all day. You used to have to get a sub in, and
I know.
Principal would say, hey, the head football coach has gone all afternoon. He's got to mark the field, and it'd still be crooked.
No, I had a good guy at Sheldon that did that for him.
And off Cam Middleton, spins out of a tackle, and he's finally stacked up at the 32-yard line after the line of scrimmage was the Marshalltown 32. Cam gets all the way down. I'm going to spot him down where? Right at the 25-yard line. 7-yard gain on first down over that left side of the Dowling offensive line.
Borelli and Gavin over there just opened up a nice hole there for Cam as he ran in there untouched probably for the first 4 yards.
Certainly did. And it's 2nd and 2 for the Maroons. Steingraber with the receiver at each side of the formation. Tight end right. Handoff Middleton right up the gut. He's hit initially and lunges forward down to the 23-yard line. Nice job that time by the Marshalltown defense there as they got penetration into the backfield.
That's the young man you were talking about earlier, number 87, Carson Williams for Marshalltown. Came through and made a nice play. He was a stand-up backer there and kind of blitzed into that line to get the stop there.
All right, Dowling with 2 receivers to the right. It is 3rd and 2. No gain in that last play. High snap. And here's a pass by Steingraber, and it's caught, but shy of the first down is Mac Anderson, and he may have gotten back the line of scrimmage, and he did. Nice coverage that time by the Bobcats.
Brings up 4th and short here, and I think it's, the Dowling's not going to hesitate and come in and go for it on 4th down. A quick play, the ball, the one thing about these grass fields, too, there's a little more crown on it.
That's right.
And that ball right there from Steingraber looked like it was just up a little bit, not used to the crown that's on this type of a field.
So no gain on the play. It'll bring up 4th, and I'm going to call it 1 from the Bobcat 23. Bruns going for it, 2 receivers right. Ball on the right hash. Dowling going left to right towards the east end zone here. Handoff goes right side, and that is their backup tailback in there, and that's Blake Anderson with the first down carry. First down Maroons.
Nice run in there. Nice hole created on the right side of that line, and Williams came through from his middle linebacker position and just missed going at the feet and tripped him up, but enough energy there for Blake to get through and get the first down.
2-yard gain. Dowling with the first down at the Bobcat 20-yard line. 1st and 10 with 7:55 remaining here in the first quarter. No score, Dowling and Marshalltown. Here's the snap, handoff left side, and once again the handoff goes to Blake Anderson. Tries to turn the corner left side and cuts it back up or downfield and gets it inside to about the 17-yard line. Maybe a gain of 3 there.
So much in that zone running game that you see that flow outside, and that cutback lane comes open for him, and that's what Blake took advantage of there as the defense over pursues. He cuts back and has a nice little gain there for the Maroons on first down.
All right, 2nd down, 7 Maroons. Steingraber at the quarterback for Dowling. 2 receivers right. Read option, throws it downfield. Got a man open. It's Louis Brooks, and he steps in bounds. Got both feet down at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Maroons. And a nice pass that time. You can see Steingraber and Smolik will find this out. I think they're a little high with their passes because of the crown on this grass field.
Yeah, especially when you get down at the goal line, down in the corner, it's more of a slope than you're used to, and nice pitch and catch there for the Maroons and a quick first down inside.
12-yard gain for Dowling, and it's 1st and goal. Maroons at the 5. Pistol formation. They'll put Louis Brooks in motion. They'll fake the handoff to him right at the gut. Handoff, and going into the end zone. Touchdown is Cam Middleton for Dowling Catholic, and the Maroons strike first. Dowling leading 6-0 pending the extra point with 7:09 remaining first quarter.
It's really hard when you put Louis in motion like that and you have that cross action in the backfield there, because your eyes automatically go to Louis, and just created a cavern up front for Cam, and a nice hard run gets him in the end zone.
9 plays, 42 yards on the Dowling drive. Extra point coming, and Diego Leon in for the extra point. Ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So 7-0 Dowling. With 7:09 remaining first quarter, we'll take a break and be back. You're listening to High School Football. It's on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for sponsoring Dowling Catholic High School football. In business since 1951, Skeffington's Formal Wear offers quality service, style, and selection, providing tuxedos, suits, and casual groom attire for weddings, proms, and any other special occasion. Skeffington's Formal Wear, with convenient locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Davenport, Coralville, and Ankeny. All locations are family-owned and operated by members in their respective communities, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
And we're back here at Marshalltown. Dowling on a nice drive. They go 9 plays, 42 yards, capped off by a Cam Middleton 5-yard run for the touchdown, and the extra point by Diego Leon is good, and the Maroons lead it 7-0 as they strike early here. Matt Mainring and Diego will kick it off.
Kind of, a nice mixture of pass and run there for the Maroons as they mixed it up, and nice little drive to get in the end zone and start off the first drive in a good way.
And the kickoff goes into the end zone. Touchback.
They kind of left that go, and I'm thinking if that ball doesn't get to the end zone, that's a free ball. No one went after it.
It almost stopped.
Yeah.
It almost did.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Marshalltown, this time instead of their 5-yard line, they'll start from their 20-yard line as Dowling defense will make their way on the field with the Marshalltown offense. Finishing up the Dowling starters, Blake Anderson at free safety tonight, and Austin Klein and Jake Anderson are the cornerbacks for Dowling. And now back to throw on first down is quarterback Brendan Hayes, and throws it left side. They like working that left side, and the pass is caught up to the 25-yard line. Nice gain that time to John Loney.
Yeah, they're going to keep using that. Austin's giving them that cushion there, and that's what we're going to do. And giving them 7 yards, 6 yards on first down there, and they'll tighten it up as the night goes on. But you'll be able to prove that you can do that every play.
That's true, and they're testing the waters right now. So 5-yard gain up to the 25 as Loney made the catch. And it's 2nd and 5. They go 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Going right to left is Marshalltown here on this east-west field. A little short pass over the corner right in front of the Marshalltown bench, which is right in front of us. The pass is caught once again by John Loney.
Same play, just have a different formation, and they're just going to keep him isolated out there and utilize that cushion for Loney and 2 quick plays and a first down.
Right at the 30-yard line, so they give it the first down. Back-to-back 5-yard gains by Loney. And this Marshalltown team is loaded with seniors. They have 1 sophomore in the rotation, Malachi Holmes, number 5. Everybody else is a senior on that offensive line except for their center, Nick Lucas, who's a sophomore. All right, on 1st and 10, handoff goes to their tailback, and that's Malik Hayes. We just talked about him. He's the another senior. And he gets across the 30 up near the 31, maybe the 32-yard line. A little blast play to the right side off right tackle.
Yeah, right at Carson Kriegshauser there, and he comes up off the bottom of the pile, getting the stop there from that outside linebacker position. It's just going to be hard for Marshalltown to find some space inside that, in between the tackles, I think, tonight.
Yeah, they're starting to run outside, and they do have a little bit of speed to do that, but Maroons have contained that, so it'll bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 8 Marshalltown. Dowling leading 7-0, 5.5 minutes remaining, first quarter. Pistol formation for quarterback Brendan Bates, and now straight handoff and tough sled, and maybe back the line of scrimmage, and maybe a yard up to the 30.
That's that direct snap to that fullback right there, and just nowhere to go.
They do that every so often. It seems like one series they noticed that on film this week, and Patrick Landeros was the ball carrier.
And the Maroons now have Marshalltown in the place where they don't want to be, and that's 3rd and long, and so this is the time for the Maroons. You'd expect to look for some opportunistic things as they come out trips left here.
All right, no gain on that last play, so it is 3rd and 8. Back to throw, and he's under pressure. The quarterback, Bates, lofts it out. It's incomplete. He threw it towards the Marshalltown bench out of bounds, bring up 4th down. 4th and 8, Dowling defense doing their job, and they've been pretty stellar here in this first half.
They ran the trips formation and took the 3 receivers and tried to run the tight end underneath behind where the 3 receivers left, and Williams, that big target, but the pressure up front forced him to throw it a little early.
All right, Louis Brooks stands back at his 35-yard line awaiting the punt from Marshalltown tight end turn punter. That's Carson Williams. Just a nice punt away. Almost had it blocked, and it's going to be a short punt, and it takes a Marshalltown bounce. Now picked up by Louis Brooks. He kind of lulled him to sleep.
Yeah.
And a penalty flag down back at the 37-yard line. A couple of Dowling and a Marshalltown player got into it. And Brooks goes out of bounds at the 35, Matt.
Hard to see. It looks like they get 2 flags on the play here, so it looks like we're going to get Dowling for a hold on the right edge here of the Dowling return team. It may negate some of those yards that Louis picked up after he picks up the football.
Randy Wiggins and his crew are here tonight. Randy Heimerman, one of the who's also a referee in the CIML, is also here, but he's as a substitute tonight, and we'll get the call. See if we can pick it up. Nope, they're not going to use the field mic.
I think they're calling a personal.
Preliminary indication is holding against the Bobcats.
They have offsetting penalties.
Yeah.
Unsportsmanlike against Dowling, and so now the officials are trying to work this out here, Matt.
For a second there, that they're going to say they're going to make him re-kick it, but I don't think so. So we're going to kind of at a loss here. They're talking to the Marshalltown coach right now. Is everybody?
And that.
So they're calling a holding against Dowling.
So there's 2 flags right in front of us.
Yeah.
And that's where the initial contact was.
And then the personal foul, unsportsmanlike against Dowling. So I think both of them are up against Dowling here.
So Brooks was run out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
So 2 penalties, it looks like, against the Maroons on that play.
They can only accept 1.
Unless one was a down. Can't double it up.
Well, except 1.
Yeah.
So now they're going to have to.
So probably march it back 15.
So Dowling was on their own 35. That's where Louis went out of bounds, and now they're going to march it from there. And one of them's the unsportsmanlike. That's 15. So there you go in a nutshell. They'll just keep marching back towards the other end zone, which is to our left. It's an east-west field, back towards the west end zone, and they're going to put it down at the 25-yard line. So that's where the Maroons will start.
This reminds me of being in Esterville, Iowa. The Esterville Midgets.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
That's another politically correct nickname that we got away with for 2,000 and some years.
Yeah.
All right.
Me of the east-west field, just like this.
Just like this. Yeah. All right, we're underway. As first down, Dowling, 25-yard line, and then back to throw is Steingraber, and handoff right up the gut. He kind of faked the pass afterwards, and he gave it to Middleton, and Cam up to the 30-yard line for a gain of 5.
One thing you see, you talked about Marshalltown in the pregame going, forcing turnovers and things like that. You see a lot of their players, they'll get it, that ball stood up, and I see a couple guys coming in trying to rip that football out. So the runners got to be aware of that and make sure they have the football covered up on both ends.
Yeah, I think I counted 3 starters from Marshalltown go both ways, and there's a couple others that kind of rotate in. All right, 2nd and 5 Dowling. Steingraber in the read option. Keeps the football. He's going to try to follow his blockers. He's hit and dropped. May have lost a yard back to the 29-yard line. He did. So well done by the Marshalltown defense, and they feature their linebackers.
Yeah.
We got to mention them tonight. Linebackers Sergio Zaragoza, Carson Williams, Gannon Williams, and those 2 are related. They're brothers, and Austin Close. They'll make a lot of their tackles. They lead the team. They're right in, and 3 linebackers lead the team in tackles.
Well, they're pretty heavy up front. They have some big kids up front in that forefront, and then lets those 3 linebackers just run to the football.
So Dowling with a 3rd and 5, and a pass to the left side to Louis Brooks, incomplete. Towards the Dowling sideline on the far sideline is incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down. So Dowling will punt. 4th and 5 from their own 29.
Another ball that sailed high on quarterback there on Steingraber, and again, you can't overstate how much of a difference that crown does make on a football field.
It does.
Because all the turf fields are fairly flat. You don't need to worry about drainage. So you get on these things, and that 6-7 inch drop makes a big difference.
All right, Diego Leon, or rather Calvert in the punt. I'm sorry, the left footer's in there. And gets the punt away, takes a bounce inside the 45 and down at the Marshalltown 40-yard line. That's where the Bobcats will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Let's go down to John Chotto for a report. Or maybe not.
We can't. I think he is talking, but I don't think we're
not picking it up.
No, not picking it up.
Well, we'll try later. We lost our earpiece connection to Johnny, but we'll pick it up here with Marshalltown with a 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. As they start with 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter, Dowling with the lead 7-0. And they go back to pass, and the pass is caught, and that is their tight end who got loose. Nice job that time. Carson Williams with the catch, and that is Brendan Bates, who was almost going backwards. Hit and drop, but not before a big catch inside the 50 and down to the Dowling 44.
Nice play there. They ran him across the middle and a crosser, and Bates laid it out there for him, and number 17, Gannon Williams, made a nice catch in traffic and got a few yards after it, and big play there for Marshalltown.
Yeah, that was the tight end, Carson Williams. Gannon is his brother, younger brother.
I think it was number 17. It was Gannon.
It was?
Yeah, it was Gannon.
All right, so it's first down from the 44 from Marshalltown. They'll give it to their tailback, and he's getting around right in, turns the corner. They couldn't run between the tackles, and he's hit and dropped. That's Malik Haynes on the play.
Yeah, it was a nice run outside. He's got some speed, and all of a sudden he turns the jets on and gets around the corner out there. It was a nice tackle by Blake Anderson to get the stop. So it was a big stop there for the Maroons because he could run that corner, and it would have been something.
You mentioned it earlier, Matt. Marshalltown really is not finding success between the tackles, so they bounce it outside and they get 4. So it's 2nd down, 6 now for the Bobcats after that previous play went for 16 yards on that pass play to Gannon Williams, and now handoff left side and turning the corner and running into a little bit of traffic, and that is the tailback, Malik Haynes. They're going to spot him down at the 37 of Dowling.
You can see why this team puts up some points.
Yeah, they do.
They've got some dynamic players, and they're able to do some misdirection, and now they were trying early to get in there between the tackles, as a lot of coaches try to do early, and now they're working those edges with some success. And they've got some speed with Malik Haynes there, and really putting pressure on that outside edge for the Maroons.
Yeah, 3-yard gain, so it'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Bobcats. As their quarterback is Brendan Bates, and now we got a penalty flag down.
Got an offsides.
And it'll be procedure against Marshalltown. That'll back the Bobcats at 5 yards here in a minute.
I just got a text from the Maroon crew, and we have about 70 kids in Palms Theater watching this game live on the big screen. Socially distance. I mean, they've got them all spread out all over the theater.
That's important.
It's a great, kind of a cool picture to see, and a great venue for them to watch the football game.
All right, the Bobcats now with 3rd and 9 after the penalty. Moves the ball back to the 42-yard line of Marshalltown, or of Dowling rather. And now a double pass.
He's wide open.
And they got a man open, and he overthrew him incomplete. He got behind the Dowling defense, and that was Carson Williams, the other Williams, with the pass. And I don't know if he's trying to hit his brother or not, but he got behind the Dowling defense.
Can't quite see who that is. Well-designed play. And all the young man needed to do was loft it out there because there was nobody within 20 yards of him. And, the old double pass, and they've executed it fairly well. That was John Loney down the field. Just no chance for him to catch that football.
That'll bring up 4th down for Marshalltown. So Williams, who threw the pass, Carson Williams, will be back to punt at his own 45. Louis Brooks back at his own 10. Here's a snap, good punt, high and short kick. It went off the side of his foot, angling out of bounds inside the 30 of Dowling, and it'll go out of bounds right around the 25. So with 44 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, Dowling 7, Marshalltown nothing here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Hemedale joined by Matt Maynard. Let's see if we can get John Chido in for a report from the sidelines. Johnny, take it away. I think we got a problem with his mic for whatever reason. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get that all sorted out.
He's going to store it all in his head, and then he'll give it to us.
Yeah, he'll give it. We'll need a sponsored timeout for that. Right. Jeez. All right, so Dowling with the football. They're going to spot the line of scrimmage at the 24-yard line. So the Maroons will take it 1st and 10 from their own 24, and now Smolik in at quarterback. The give is to Cam Middleton, and he grinds his way across the 25 up to about the 27-yard line or so.
Gabe Carey was leading that play on that right side there and created a little crease there for Cam, and he just keeps his legs chopping, and nice run. Good lead blocking there from Gabe Carey, and positive play for the Maroons.
Gain of 3, so it's final 15 seconds of the first quarter. Jackson Smolik in at quarterback. Now the double reverse. They hand it off. Cam Middleton gives it to Louis Brooks. He's got the first down and loose down the far sideline and finally pushed out of bounds at midfield. It'll be a Dowling first down with 6 seconds remaining. The Maroons are running another play.
Yeah, Louis got hit kind of awkward as he went out of bounds on the outside there. He looks like he's going to come back in and be all right. a little trickery. So Marshalltown does a play, and Coach Wilson says, I got one of those too. And give Louis Brooks the ball, and it's always exciting.
You know, you coaches get too much time off, like 2 weeks. Things get put in the playbook. It gets expanded.
There's a little truth to that.
All right. It's and now they'll wind the clock, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. So we'll take a break. We've come to the end of the first quarter of play here at Marshalltown, Leonard Cole Field. It's Dowling 7, Marshalltown nothing. Back with second quarter action here on high school football on this Friday night. Beautiful night here in Marshalltown on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic with 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling Catholic graduate, and Dr. Todd Pedig. The Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at Ashworth and 60th Street in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610. Online at ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
cpcustomhomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
And we're back here at Marshalltown High School, Leonard Cole Field. Underway in the second quarter. Dowling now with a 1st and 10 from midfield after Louis Brooks ran it in the final play. Smolik back to throw, fires it out. It's caught near side, and that's Anderson with the catch. They're going to award him the 45-yard line, Matt.
Yeah, nice quick out there for Anderson and Stein, or we got Smolik there, hit him right on the numbers, and easy 5 yards. You know, pretty similar to what Marshalltown was doing to Dowling there.
So Maroons now with a 2nd down and 6 from the Bobcat 45. So they start the second quarter in Marshalltown territory. Smolik on play action now wants to run, and penalty flags down, and so is Smolik. He'll take the loss back to the 48-yard line.
Smolik took a good hit there. He's going to learn that you don't have to take all that punishment at that quarterback position right there, especially when you're out by yourself.
Exactly.
Flag late in the play here, away from the football. You'd assume it's in that holding area, but we'll see.
So Smolik loses 3 on the play, back to the 48-yard line, but there's a penalty coming up.
Looks like they're going to. No, they are going to mark it off.
It's going to go against Dowling, holding against the Maroons, and that's the spot foul from the 10 yards from the spot there, Matt.
Yeah, it looked like they were questioning for a second if Marshalltown coach Goodwin was going to take it, and he decided better back him up a little bit.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring tonight here on Iowa Catholic Radio. John Chido is with us, but he is unable to hear us, so we got to try to work things out. Back to throw a Smolik on 2nd and 19. Fires the ball downfield, and it's caught. Nice catch that time by the Maroons. Once again, Anderson. And it's Mac Anderson. Got to remember, there's 3 Andersons on the team.
Yeah.
Mac and Jake are brothers, and Blake is the non-related Anderson. This time it was Mac with the catch.
Smolik did a really nice job rolling out to his right side there, and on the run threw a nice pass behind Anderson just a little bit, but enough where he could adjust and catch the ball. Just a really nice, well-executed pass and catch there.
Maroons keeping tempo. That was a 5-yard gain. Smolik out of the shotgun. The give is to Middleton. Middleton over the left side. He's got some room, and he's tripped up. And that was a touchdown-saving shoestring tackle inside the 35 of Marshalltown because he had nobody behind him.
He did not.
That was a safety doing that.
Yeah.
It makes the stop.
Yeah, it's always a bad sign when your safety's making the tackle on an inside run. And, Cam did a really good job there. He had a nice hole. And, again, keeping his balance, keeping his shoulders squared up. Real nice finish to the run.
10-yard gain for Dowling. And it'll bring up 1st and 10. Handoff once again. It's Cam Middleton, and Cam bowls his way towards the 30 where he's stacked up there.
You can see the offensive line right now is winning the battle, because as soon as that ball was snapped, there was a 3-yard cushion, and Cam had a lot of room to run to get to him. And to Marshalltown's credit, they did stand him up and get a stop right there, but that offensive line is getting a good push right now.
All right, 2nd down and 10. The Maroons got some of that, or 2nd and 7 rather, 3-yard pickup that time for Middleton. Smolik, long count. 1 receiver left. That's Brooks. 2 to the right. Read option. Handoff goes to another Anderson. That's Blake. Turned the corner on the right side. That was the short side of the field, and he turned the corner on the right end and gets downfield to about the 27-yard line.
Nice turn there for him. I see one of the young men that has just joined the ball team is out there, and Matty McGee. I believe number 79 is out there at left tackle right now and giving Sam Gatlin a little breather on this series.
McGee, the transfer from Roosevelt, 6'1", 255 pounds. Both of them are seniors. 3rd and 5, Dowling. Smolik, long count, 2 receivers left. Read option, he throws left, and he overthrew his intended receiver, and incomplete, I think. No, it was ricocheted and caught.
Yeah.
That might not have been a good idea, Louis Brooks. Lost back to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, just a natural reaction from Louis, an athlete making a play, but that ball went right into the Marshalltown kids' hands. It looks like number 2 for them as well.
Zeke Slocum you're talking about, and he was surprised.
Yeah, he was surprised, and it bounces out of his hands and into Louis' hands, who had slipped and is laying on the ground, and that's a negative reception.
So it's a loss of 3.
4th down here.
And at the 30-yard line, 4th and 7, Dowling going for it. Smolik back to throw, rolls to his right, fires the ball downfield, and an underhand catch. Is it caught?
They're going to say it hit the ground.
Incomplete. So Marshalltown will take over on downs. We've got a reminder that Smolik, as we talked about Steingraber, not used to the crown of the field, and he overthrew that pass to Louis, even though the Marshalltown defender deflected and Louis caught it. Dowling having some trouble with the crown of the field.
Yeah, I think so. And in that one, he tries to adjust it and throws it in the turf there a little bit. And even on our practice field, where I know they were on the grass field, there's not much of a crown on that piece of turf either. So it is a little adjustment for these quarterbacks, and you just don't have this unless you're playing in the city at either Lincoln or something like that.
Right, and it's now a 1st down for Marshalltown from their 30. They'll give it to their tailback, and he's hit and leveled right about the 34-yard line. Quick hitter, but he picked up 4 yards before he was upended, and that was
Blake Anderson came up and lowered the boom from his secondary position and from that free safety position and hit Bates. Or no, Malik Haynes.
Haynes was a ball carrier.
Just
oh, my goodness.
Square in the shoulders.
So a gain of 4, but it was that 4th yard that Haynes might remember tomorrow.
Yeah.
And now Marshalltown on play action, 2nd and 6. They fire the ball downfield. The pass is caught in bounds. Nice job with footwork there by John Loney right in front of us on the near side. 1st down Marshalltown, Dowling 47.
Nice toe tap there, a little bootleg action, and kind of got the Dowling defense out of position, and they end up chasing Loney to the sidelines, and Bates throws a nice ball to him. And they've practiced on this field. It was a little high, but not that high. And on the run, nice throw from Bates and Loney with a nice toe tap. And Marshalltown's on the march again.
19-yard gain. 1st down Marshalltown at the Dowling 48. 8:15 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Dowling leading 7-0 over Marshalltown. Now they'll put it back on the ground. They're in a little running play to the right side and trying to turn the corner and not going too far is the tailback Malik Haynes.
No, a quick play there by Will Herman. Nice run up on that play right there. They pulled 2 guys. They had 2 lead blockers out in front of him there, and he came up and made a real nice tackle out in the open field right there for Will Herman.
So it'll bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Bobcats to work out the shotgun as their quarterback has a low snap, but back to throw, and Bates fires it near side. Pass is caught again, and that's Loney. John Loney with the reception and down to the 40-yard line, shy of the 1st down by about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, they're going to keep working that out there against Austin Klein, and Loney is, Klein's always matching up with Loney, and they're just doing that quick hitch at about 6 yards, and that's tough to cover. I mean, they get the timing down on that right. I mean, they're just going.
So Marshalltown with a nice reception that time. They've worked that play, and they're going to probably work it until you can stop it. Bobcats at the 40-yard line of Dowling. They'll be shy of the first down. It's 3rd and 3. And once again, they worked the same play, pass incomplete, as they tried the same type of play, but this time it was to a different back, and that was Landeros.
Yeah, to their fullback. This time they ran Loney off and then ran the fullback underneath him out in that short side of the field, trying to free that up, and Dowling did a really nice job of coverage on that play. I believe, again, that was Will Herman out there.
So to bring up 4th and 3 Bobcats on the Dowling 40. 7:35 remaining here in the second quarter from Marshalltown High School. Leonard Cole Field, Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring. John Chido is here, and we'll try to get communications established with him on the sideline as it's 4th and 3, and now we've got a timeout called, and it's on Marshalltown. So we'll take a break. Dowling leads 7-0, 7.5 minutes remaining. Second quarter, back in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Amazon Smile is a simple way to support Iowa Catholic Radio. When you are shopping on Amazon, consider shopping through Amazon Smile instead. When you do, you get all the same great deals, and your order will also help support Iowa Catholic Radio. All you need to do is choose Iowa Catholic Radio as your nonprofit to support when you first log in, and Amazon will do the rest. Every Amazon Smile order you make, Amazon will donate to Iowa Catholic Radio. Support Iowa Catholic Radio while you shop at smile.amazon.com. And thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Kemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Kemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Kemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Kemin, using science to transform the world. Online at kemin.com.
And we're back here at Leonard Cole Field, Marshalltown High School. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Maindring. Well, we did establish communication with Mr. Chido, but through our cell phones, so we'll try to get that all back. It's 4th and 3 Bobcats, and a big decision here. They're going to go for it after the timeout, Matt. So wonder what changed.
I think they want to make sure, you're going against Dowling. You're going to take your shots.
And they ran that same play they've been setting up, this time to a different receiver to the right side, and that's Gannon Williams. And he couldn't handle the pass, and Dowling will take over on downs.
I tell you, that was a well-designed play because the play was there and would have been a first down if they could have got they had blockers out in front of him.
But the quarterback was going backwards.
Yeah, he was.
And that was Brendan Bates. I think Coach Bossum called either a corner blitz or a safety blitz from the backside.
Good point.
And I think he felt some pressure there.
Yep.
7:27 remaining, second quarter. Halftime guest tonight is Jimmy Cataldo, the Dowling sophomore and JV football coach. We'll talk to him at halftime. And now Smolik remains in the ball game. Cam Middleton with the handoff on first down for the Maroons from their own 40-yard line, and he grinds his way up to the 42 and a penalty flag down, thrown by the referee.
Right now, you're seeing Marshalltown grow with a little bit of confidence. You've gone toe-to-toe with Dowling for a quarter and a half, and it's still 7-0, and you can see the confidence starting to grow.
And it's just been some missed opportunities for the Bobcats. And Randy Heimerman, our White Hat, says first down Marshalltown as a penalty on the Bobcats.
And we didn't hear the mic. I didn't see his signal either. Was that
his mic's not working either.
No.
We're having trouble with the official's mic. And
dead zone out there.
Yeah, apparently. All right, the Maroons now, as they march it off, 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line of Marshalltown. Now Smolik with two receivers right, tight end on the right, and Marshalltown showing blitz, read option, and they give it to Middleton. Right up the gut he goes, and he bowls his way near the 46-yard line for a gain of 2.
Again, just simple play right in the middle of that offensive line and getting right behind Olsen and company, and Cam hit the hole hard. There's just not a lot of room there. That defensive front for Marshalltown, they're sitting there at 267, and the nose is a little bit smaller, 205 and 185, but they're playing tough up front.
Well, they just need to hold them just a little bit for their linebackers, who are tremendous. All right, 2nd and 9 Dowling. Handoff goes to Anderson, and that is Blake Anderson turning the corner now, kind of making his way back to the went outside the right hash, then came back to the middle of the field, and he finally stopped the 40-yard line. He'll pick up 6, but I think he ran 10.
A nice run there by Blake, and you get a nice cutback in the middle of that run again in that zone running play, and getting out there doing the cutback and getting the positive yards.
As I said, Jackson Smolik in at quarterback. He and Jake Steingraber will share that position. Smolik, a 6'2", 280-pound sophomore, runs with 2 receivers to the right, and one of them is Brooks. He's slot right. Tight end is on the left for the Maroons. And Smolik with one back in the backfield. Back to throw he goes, wants to throw towards the end zone, looking for a receiver, and it's overthrown incomplete. It wasn't Louis he was looking for. It was the outside receiver, and I believe that was Mac Anderson.
A little dark over there, but Mac Anderson. Well-thrown ball there by Steingraber, or am I off there? We on Smolik. Yeah, Smolik. And down that sideline, and he lofted it out there really nice for him, and just missed in the corner of the end zone near the pylon.
So it brings up 4th down and 2 for the Maroons. They'll go with the pistol formation, 2 receivers. Dowling going quick. I mean, you're looking around 10 seconds on the play clock. Now we got penalty flags down. I think we got procedure against the Maroons. We do. So that'll back Dowling up 5 yards.
See if this changes Coach Wilson's decision on what he's going to do here. Yeah, he sends in the punt team now at 4th and 7.
So Calvert will come in. Jake will be the Dowling punter. And the long snapper will be Koa Thompson, number 19. It's an unusual number to be snapping the ball, but you can during special teams.
Might be the smallest long snapper in the business. The lightest. I should say the lightest.
There you go. Good cover there.
Well, he's a tall kid. He's just light.
Calvert at his own 41. Good snap. The left-footed kick. End over end. Fair catch signal 4 down at the 15-yard line by
But he's very, very good at what he does.
And fair catch signaled that time by Cesar Macias. And it'll be Marshalltown football, 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line. 5:20 remaining here in the second quarter. And Dowling with the lead, 7-0 over Marshalltown. Mark Emmerdale, Matt Maindring, and John Chido as we approach the final 5 minutes and 20 seconds of the first half.
Defensively here now for the Maroons, the Marshalltown offense has had the ball probably a little bit more than Dowling has in the last 10 minutes of this football game, and now it's time for the defense to try and force a turnover and get a score here before half for the Maroons.
All right, we have the break. We'll keep it here between sometimes they do it the water and COVID break and sanitation, so we'll keep it here. Mark Emmerdale, Matt Maindring here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Let's mention some of our supporters here on Iowa Catholic Radio. They include Skeffington's Formal Wear, Mercy One, and Kemen. And we want to thank everybody who was supporting Iowa Catholic Radio this week on our Carathon. Held all week. Matter of fact, it was just about a half hour before kickoff where the Carathon ended. We have some scores report. Indianola leading Ames 14-0, and Waukee a 14-10 lead over Valley. So a couple scores there. 14-10, Waukee leading Valley, and Waukee Warriors haven't defeated Valley in quite some time. And Matt, tonight might be one of them, but we'll see.
It might be one of them for tonight. That Waukee team is gaining a lot of confidence
Yes,
with every snap of the ball, and if it wasn't for the second half of our offensive line taking over there, that would have been a different ball game too. But interesting score, and Valley, probably the lowest amount of points they've put on the scoreboard in 2 consecutive games in a long time.
All right, we have a stoppage of play for both teams. It's a water break. It's also a sanitation break. They kind of modified that. They were required to do that twice a quarter. Now they're doing it like once per quarter, and this is the first one for the second quarter. And the Bobcats will come out 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. 5 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Beautiful night here in Marshalltown, cool and crisp. And now they go to direct snap, and that's again to their fullback, and he takes it around the right side and he picks up a few yards. Patrick Laderos, is also their kickoff returner. One of those two-way players, plays linebacker, and they do that direct snap.
Yeah, a lot of misdirection going there, and everything looks like in the backfield, everything looks like it's going to the left of the offense, and then they come back with the offensive line, pulling an offensive lineman, leading the fullback up in there, and well-designed play and a positive play for Marshalltown.
So Laderos with a 7-yard gain, 2nd and 3, and now they give it to the tailback, and he's got some room, and he's finally tripped up. Penalty flag down on the end. Malik Haynes with the first down carry up to the 32, but this might be coming back.
You're right. It's in that area of that hold, but Marshalltown's finding some gaps inside that defense right now and having a number of positive plays.
As they're spotting the ball, Walkie extends their lead to 21-10 over Valley. The flag is back at the 27.
Yeah, they're going to mark it backwards here.
And going to wipe out the 10-yard gain by Haynes. And a first down. So that takes everything off the table. Back to the 17-yard line here, Matt.
Yeah, and so now the Maroons catch a break here on defense and goes from a first and whatever at the first down at the 25 or the 30.
Right.
And now we're backed up. Now they got them backed up to a second and looks like
second at least 8, yeah. So Haynes got the first down. They backed it up because the penalty was behind that, and now they hand off to Haynes again, trying to get outside, turns the corner, and he's slowed up and finally run down, and maybe little or no gain on the play.
Real good pursuit there from the Dowling defense, and that's why you really coach those kids up at all 11 guys of the football, because the first couple there didn't get him down. Malik's he's a tough runner, and was getting to the edge, but the pursuit just kept coming, and he couldn't get by the third and fourth guys.
I give him credit for 10 yards for east-west running.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you want to go east-west,
right.
north-south running, I'm sorry. A gain of 1. So it'll
Right.
bring up 3rd and 7 for the Bobcats. Dowling leads 7-0. 3.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. As the quarterback back to throw. Pressure coming. Fires it downfield. The pass incomplete and hit and caught and dropped at the same time. Tied in on the play, and that was Carson Williams with the drop.
Yeah, and Carson Kriegshauser with the hit, and that was a real nice hit on that play. And he was sitting and waiting for that play. Again, they're running trips formation. They run the 2 outside receivers off and then try to tie it in and run him underneath. And Kriegshauser was sitting on it and broke it up and made the play.
So that'll bring up 4th and 7 for the Bobcats. And back to punt is Carson Williams, who made the catch, and he had the ball in his hands, and then it was stripped away. Now Williams gets away a nice punt. Brooks will let it bounce in front of him, and now it'll bounce at the 50 and takes a Marshalltown bounce all the way to the 45 at Dowling. So Louis, one of those rare times he doesn't go up and catch it in traffic, and probably wisely slow. So Maroons now with 3:15 remaining here in the second quarter, leading 7-0, and a first down, Matt, from the Dowling 45.
You notice Louis was closer to our sideline that time, and the other time he caught it in traffic, he was on the other, he was by the Marshalltown sideline. So I'm sure the coaches were encouraging him to give that ball a little space.
That can happen.
Yes.
All right, first down, Dowling. 2 receivers left, one of the tight end on the right. And Steingraber back in at quarterback, handoff Cam Middleton up the middle. If you joined us late, Dowling's 2 starting fullbacks and tailback are both out tonight. Ben Faber is a replacement at fullback, and Cam Middleton, the tailback. We've seen Blake Anderson back there. Zach Swager and Gail Kokenauer, the 2 starters, out with injury. Hopefully they'll be back on Thursday night next week, as with Dowling at home at Valley Stadium on senior night, taking on Fort Dodge. Middleton, a gain of 2 up to the 47. Now Kriegshauser, or rather Steingraber, a handoff to Middleton, left side, and no gain. Nice job.
Well,
you got a second effort there, but I'll tell you what, they wrapped him up, and Cam bullied his way maybe to the 48 for a gain of 1.
Yeah, that was probably the hardest yard he's ever gained, but he showed his determination, and that's one of those things as a coach. You're sitting there going, okay, that young man's fighting for a yard on a 2nd and nothing. He got 0, and he got a yard out of it. It was a tough run. And credit to Marshalltown's defense.
All right, Jake Steingraber at quarterback with 2 receivers right. 3rd and 7. Jake back to throw. Throws it and he's got a man open. It's Willie Brooks. Touchdown, Dowling! Wide open, Willie. I'll tell you what, nobody was on him. And Louis got behind the defense. It was similar to the play with the double pass from Marshalltown. But this time, Steingraber took a hit as he threw it.
I believe, and this is one of those times you want to go down to Johnny, but I believe that was a wheel route where they, Louis starts inside and it looks like it's going short, and he just wheels around the outside, and no one was within 10 yards of him, and Steingraber took a hit as soon as he released it. He got popped good, but put the ball right on the numbers.
All right, Leon in for the extra point. Diego ready to tee it up. Steingraber will stay in to hold. That's a 48-yard touchdown pass. Jake Steingraber to Louis Brooks. The extra point is good. And Dowling up 14-0 over Marshalltown. Minute 56 remaining, second quarter. Back in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Iowa Catholic Radio, KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel. Listen online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com or download the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
And we're back here at Marshalltown High School. Mark Amadeo and Matt Maindring here in the press box. Kickoff by Diego Leon. And Marshalltown on the return up to about the 18-yard line. That's where they'll start, 1st and 10. With a minute 49 remaining, Dowling going 3 plays and 3 plays and 55 yards. And that was capped off by Louis Brooks' 48-yard touchdown reception from quarterback Jake Steingraber. And I'll tell you what, Jake did a tremendous job, Matt, just to find him as he was going down. You saw the end of that play.
Yeah.
That was tough.
That was tough, and, he stood in there. Those quarterbacks have to take those shots once in a while, and he took it.
All right, Marshalltown now keeping the ball on the ground, first down from their own 18-yard line. Ball
out.
Loose, and let's see if we can find out.
They're going to give it to him. Yep. They're calling it a fumble, turnover.
And the Maroons come up with it. Number 12 for Dowling coming away with the fumble recovery, Jake Anderson. So now all the Andersons are involved. Jake, the sophomore, the younger brother of Mac, with the fumble recovery, and it'll be first down Dowling at the 17 of Marshalltown.
Right place, right time, and a good, again, defensively, they strung that play out, and Malik is running Haynes is running to the line so hard, and about right at the numbers, he gets tripped up and hit from behind, and the ball squirts out, and Anderson's on it, and the Maroons are in business again.
Minute 40 remaining here in the first half. As Steingraber stays in, handoff Cam Middleton from the 17-yard line. Cam started out going right, then he cut back towards the middle and picked up a few yards. Went from the Marshalltown 17 down around the 10. Let's see where they spot it.
Watching Anderson run that play, and he did do that cutback in that zone here. Dowling's hurrying up here, doing a little 2-minute offense.
Now they got Anderson back in.
Yep, Cam's running off the field.
Blake Anderson in. They're going to spot the ball at the 11, so a gain of 6 by Cam. And now Steingraber handoff to Anderson, and Blake.
It's going to be close to a first down, so let's see if they get the clock stopped here. Nope.
Right about the 8-yard line for a gain of 3.
So they're going to say it is 3rd and 1. The clock keeps running. Not really an issue because they're inside the 10-yard line.
53 seconds remaining here in the first half. Dowling 14, Marshalltown nothing. Here at Marshalltown on Leonard Cole Field, grass field, east-west field at that, as we talked about. And now we've got the clock stopped, and the referee and the side judge come together. I think they're looking maybe to measure, but it's going to be, like you said, Matt, 3rd and a long yard. Yep, 3rd and 1 from the 8-yard line.
So I think Dowling.
And we got a timeout on the field. So we'll keep it here with 53 seconds remaining. And Dowling leading 14-0. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring. And, yes, we had communication issues with John Chido. We ended up having a broken switch, as we found out. And I'll take the hit there, boy, I'm sure. But
well, that's what happens when we have a week off in the middle of the year.
Yeah. Well,
right?
Well, the preliminary test went well, but now I don't feel so bad. The officials' mic not working.
Yeah.
And we want to thank our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, especially all this week on our Iowa Catholic Radio Carathon. Of course, you can give online at iowacatholicradio.com. You can donate. Your donation is tax deductible. That's how they and we stay on the air. Ashworth Vision, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. We want to thank them. And Dowling now on the Bozeman and Flores Red Zone. Bozeman makes the moment mean more. 515-244-ROSE. It's 515-244-7673. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, John Chido. Beautiful night here in Marshalltown. I was going to bring up the weather here in Marshalltown because I got you got that one app that'll give you the weather for any city, and I had it already prearranged, and then I got to go find it now, of course. So
cold. It's colder than it was a couple weeks ago.
Yes, yeah, it was. All right, 3rd and 1 for Dowling. Anderson on the handoff. Blake puts his head down, fighting towards the 5's, got the first down, and the Maroons will now be goal to goal with 47 seconds in the Bozeman and Flores red zone.
We get the clock stoppage here as the chains get reset in high school football, and this allows Dowling to take their time. Oh, they didn't take long to reset the chains. Clock's running. And
you don't need all the chains.
You don't need all the chains inside there.
You only need.
Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
All right, Middleton back in at tailback, and the quarterback is Steingraber. He wants to throw, looks, now keeps the football, runs to his left. He's got one man to beat, down to the pylon, touchdown. Yep. Jake Steingraber.
Yep, they gave it to him.
On the touchdown with 23 seconds remaining, as he had one man to beat, and it was the safety, Zach Slocum, who almost had that earlier interception off the deflection. And for Marshalltown, but touchdown, Jake Steingraber, the Dowling quarterback.
Well, they cut a holding call.
And that's all coming back.
So 20.
I just saw the flag as the players walked by it.
All of a sudden, no one was excited. And so you could see something that was going on, but that was good field awareness there by Steingraber because he's looking around, nothing was open, and he peeks out the corner of his left side and sees it's wide open, and it's a foot race to the pylon, and here we go now. It's 1st and 13.
Yep, ball's back on the 13-yard line, and now Steingraber throws in the end zone, throws it behind Brooks, pass knocked away, incomplete. Pass was just a little behind. Louis kind of outran everybody, and then he had to come back for it. By that time, the defender was there. Incomplete with 19 seconds remaining. It'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 13.
That was a nice play by Malik Haynes. He came and recovered and was able to knock that ball away as it got to Louis' hands. So, again, when you're 2nd and 13, 2nd and goal with 19 seconds left, you don't have many options besides to pass the football. But Dowling does have a timeout and can get the clock stopped again.
All right, Faber in there is the extra tight end. Middleton in the backfield, back to throw Steingraber, throws near side. He overthrew his intended receiver, incomplete. And that was to Mac Anderson. And again, threw a little high.
Yep.
Of course, remember, between the hash marks, you're at the top of the crown of the field, as the field definitely slopes once it gets to the sideline, and overthrew him. So it's 3rd and goal, Dowling from the 13 of Marshalltown. And again, the touchdown by Steingraber was wiped out. He ran for 8 yards, wiped out due to the penalty. So it's 3rd and goal from the 13. Steingraber now steps up in the pocket, being chased, rolls to his right, throws it downfield over the defender. Caught by Louis Brooks. Touchdown, Maroons.
Oh, that's a great play.
How about that? And he was right with him, too, I'm telling you. Steingraber had just enough arc on it to throw it over the defensive back, and Louis leaped and got it.
Yeah, that's an athlete going and making a play there, and really good field awareness by the senior Jake Steingraber, it would have been easy for him to go over the line of scrimmage, but he had room, stayed in the backfield, and made a nice throw to where only Louis could catch it.
7.5 seconds remaining. Touchdown, Dowling, the extra point, up and good. So the Maroons lead it 21-0. With 7.5 seconds remaining in the first half. Back from to Leonard Cole Field here at Marshalltown. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, John Chido here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for sponsoring Dowling Catholic High School football. In business since 1951, Skeffington's Formal Wear offers quality service, style, and selection, providing tuxedos, suits, and casual groom attire for weddings, proms, and any other special occasion. Skeffington's Formal Wear, with convenient locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Davenport, Coralville, and Ankeny. All locations are family-owned and operated by members in their respective communities, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com. Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for sponsoring Dowling Catholic High School football. In business since 1951, Skeffington's Formal Wear offers quality service, style, and selection, providing tuxedos, suits, and casual groom attire for weddings, proms, and any other special occasion. Skeffington's Formal Wear, with convenient locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Davenport, Coralville, and Ankeny. All locations are family-owned and operated by members in their respective communities, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
And we're back here at Marshalltown High School.
I don't have you.
It's a kickoff by Dowling. Upbacks at the 20 and finally hit and drop the 25-yard line.
I don't think you're on.
Yeah, there we go. Hit and drop the 25-yard line, as Dowling kicking off, and it'll be Marshalltown football with 2.4 seconds remaining here, Mr. Maindring, and Dowling up 21-0 on that last drive, 5 plays, 17 yards after the fumble recovery by Jake Anderson.
Really not opportunistic plays there by the Dowling team as they get that turnover. The defense does, and allows Dowling to get, scored 2 touchdowns in the last 3 minutes of the half.
All right, here is Marshalltown. Looks like they're going to go and kind of take a kneel down here for the final play. Apparently, we saw this just walk in; they didn't do it, and now they do. So we've come to the end of the first half with the score: Dowling 21, Marshalltown 0. Here on Iowa Catholic Radio, alongside Matt Maindring. This is Mark Amadale, and what a night it was! What a first half! Louis Brooks and Jake Steingraber hook up for 2 of Dowling's 3 touchdowns in the first half. Matt Brooks and Steingraber from 48 yards out, and just right before the half from 13 yards out, and then Cam Middleton on a 5-yard run.
A really solid play there from the Maroons, and way to take advantage of that, the end of that first half, and to get those 14 points on the scoreboard and make the change. Just well executed, and it was just fun to see Louis Brooks play the game. He can make those plays in the end zone, and it's fun to go watch him go up and get the ball.
Well, our sideline guy, who we haven't heard from since the pregame show, is right behind us. I think we got everything fixed. Johnny, give us an update.
He looks like he's cold.
Well, it was a sluggish start to the ball game, wasn't it? After that
sluggish?
First drive, couldn't really get anything going offensively. And then that wheel route, I think it was by Louis Brooks down the sideline, was a nice play. It was wide open, nice throw by Steingraber, and then Jake Steingraber with a very athletic play. I thought he was going to be tackled for a 5-yard loss.
Just talking about that, yeah.
That would have been not a good thing with the clock and everything like that. And it was 3rd down, and Jake makes a nice athletic play and was able to get to that far pylon.
Yeah, it was a nice play there. Steingraber made 2 good athletic plays, and you get Louis a chance to go get the football. It's a lot of fun to watch. Do you see the crown of the field making a difference?
Yeah, it really dips off on the sideline too. It's just like you're standing below the field when you're on the sideline.
About that opening drive, John, that Dowling took after forcing Marshalltown into a 3-and-out. Dowling gets their opening drive, and a little dose of Middleton, Anderson, and then Cam ran it in from 5 yards out. 9 plays, 42 yards to start their first drive of the night.
And that was a key 4th down play too. Remember, it was 4th and short, and Dowling went for it and was able to capitalize on that, and then led to that first score. So
that's right. And the Dowling defense coming up big. We've got all the Andersons involved tonight. Jake with the fumble recovery.
How about that hit too to cause that fumble? Yeah. I think it was. Who was that? Was it Blake Anderson?
I think it was. Which one.
Well, the left corner on this side is listed as Jake Anderson.
Yeah, he came up with the fumble, but I think it was Blake Anderson coming down from his free safety spot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get to our first half statistics. We got a halftime guest here. he was going to be a no-show. He texted me halfway through the first half. I said, great, we have no sideline mic because you can't hear.
He hit the panic button.
Yeah, and I'm like, now he's here. I'm glad he's got his mask on. We're all social distancing. We better be. Take a look at the first half stats, courtesy of Jared Seifert. I appreciate him, one of the Dowling math teachers.
One of our best.
Is he one of your best or
he is.
the best? Is there a competition?
He's one of them.
One of many.
You got Mary Beth out there, too. We got a lot of good ones.
I know that.
We got a lot of Courtney Bertram. You want me to go through the whole department?
I know you can.
I know I can, too. Monica Nedved. We got them all.
All right, Dowling with 193 yards of total offense here. We get to Marshalltown, things kind of change.
Yeah.
78 yards for Marshalltown total offense, rushing Dowling 91 yards on the ground, Marshalltown with 22 yards, and 102 yards of passing for the Maroons, 56 for Marshalltown. Dowling with penalized 3 times for 23 yards, and Marshalltown 3 times for 20 yards in penalties. And see, first downs, Dowling with 10, Marshalltown with just 3. And individually, Jake Steingraber at quarterback, 5 out of 8 passing, 84 yards, 2 touchdowns to Louis Brooks, as we mentioned, one from 48 yards and one from 13 yards on with 7 seconds left in the first half. Jackson Smolik, 3 out of 5 passing for 18 yards. For the Bobcats, their quarterback, Brandon Bates, was 6 out of 10 passing for 56 yards and no touchdowns. And the young man who threw the double pass, the tight end, that was Carson Williams, 0 for 1 passing. Cameron Middleton, the leading rusher for Dowling, 12 carries, 41 yards, and a touchdown. Louis Brooks, 1 carry for 22 yards. Blake Anderson, 6 carries, 21 yards. For Marshalltown, Malik Haynes, 7 carries, 17 yards. Nick Rebick, 1 carry for 7 yards. And Patrick Laderos, 2 carries for -1 yards. And the leading receiver for Dowling, Louis Brooks, 4 catches, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mac Anderson, 4 catches for 27 yards. And for Marshalltown, John Loney, 5 catches for 40 yards. They were really working him in that little short game passing. Yep. And also in there, Gannon Williams, Carson's little brother, 1 catch for 16 yards. But again, it's been all Dowling here in the first half. The Maroons lead at 21-0 at halftime. They outgained Marshalltown 193 yards to 78 in total yards in the first half. So that's our halftime statistics, our halftime score. Dowling 21, Marshalltown nothing. And we come back, we'll visit with the head JV sophomore coach, Jimmy Cataldo, when we can come back here to Marshalltown on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, with 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling Catholic graduate, and Dr. Todd Pedig. The Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at Ashworth and 60th Street in West Des Moines, 515-440-4610, online at ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
cpcustomhomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
And welcome back to Marshalltown and Leonard Cole Field. Mark Amadale, John Chido, Matt Mainring here at halftime. Dowling leading 21-0 on a very cool, crisp night. Good thing the wind has died down. We're joined now by Dowling JV and head sophomore coach Jimmy Cataldo, having a nice year himself. And Coach, thanks for joining us. And interesting first half here. I know you're Coach Wilson's eye in the sky on the offensive end or the defensive end, or is it special teams? Which one do you do? I lose track.
I like to just stay on the offensive side.
Okay.
Don't want to get in those guys' way too much.
Well, I looked down here, and it was only 7-0 for a while, and I thought, well, maybe you're going to have to go back to the laboratory, and you wouldn't be available, but you are available, so we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Different role for you this year, JV/sophomore coach says. With the COVID, the new schedule brought on, well, do we have a sophomore team or do we have a mixture of JV, sophomore? And you've kind of filled both, or worn both hats. Jimmy, talk about this year.
Well, it's just an incredible year. As we start turning the calendar to June, and we usually get outside and start, getting our guys together, preparing for the season. That got pushed off to July, and even at that point, we really didn't know what the season was going to look like, if we were going to have a JV team or a sophomore team or both. And just the way things worked out, and just by the luck of everything, is just getting a team together at this time. And so we stuck with a sophomore team. We're all sophomores. We have brought down some juniors to play in a couple games, which helps, get these guys on the field, because, we are playing a JV schedule, but with the sophomore team.
Well, it's been an unusual year. Obviously, just getting a schedule, a varsity schedule, then you got to fill in. And for the most part, you've mirrored the varsity. So varsity plays on Friday, you play on Monday, and that's been the schedule for you. And I think you have, one or two more games left? A one and a maybe game left.
When we're so used to playing on Thursdays, as we have in many, many years past, playing on Mondays has really just thrown a big change into how we prepare as coaches, how we get things together, get the kids prepared. It's been a challenging year, to say the least. But our guys are doing great. We do mirror the varsity schedule, and we should finish up here on Monday against Marshalltown. Possibly one more game on the schedule, but those are still in the works.
Well, let's talk a little about the JV sophomores, because you're playing against JV competition. That's kind of what I want to get out there. You may have sophomores with a few juniors in, but you're playing against JV competition, meaning you've got other teams' juniors and some seniors maybe even playing with their sophomores. So that's very unusual, but your kids have really handled it. You've been doing this probably for the last 4 or 5 years, unbeknownst to you, or maybe. That says a lot about the kids, the competition the kids want to play up.
I just think it says a lot to our program. We use our sophomore season as a great developmental tool to keep these guys together and get them ready for the next level here on Friday nights, and a lot of schools have not been able to do that. So we are going against some higher competition in some schools, but we don't dwell on that. We put together our strategy for the game, and we just try to go out and execute it.
Visit with Jimmy Cataldo, the head sophomore and JV football coach at Dowling Catholic High School. As we're at halftime, Dowling leading Marshalltown 21-0 here at Leonard Cole Field in Marshalltown, and Jimmy, development, big part of the program. We see it from Coach Chido at the 8th grade level. Of course, on Saturdays and Sundays, the parochial and Catholic Football League going on. And then, of course, Coach Wilkins' freshman level. So getting these guys up. And you've got some kids that, there's one kid that has a similar name than you. You might want to explain that to our listeners. Young man playing quarterback, some kid named Dante Cataldo, and I'm glad he takes after his mom. So I want to get that out there in Iowa Catholic Radio. Dante takes after his mom, but that's your son. I'll tell you what, this kid is a sponge. He knows his game.
Yeah, he's been great. We don't get into this business of coaching, especially in the high school level, really to coach our kids. But as time goes on and you get older, the stars align, and next thing you know, your son is the next kid that's going to be coming up. And, he is a freshman. He's our only freshman that's on our squad. And, I've been working with Dante for years, as well as Coach Chido and those guys on the 8th grade level. You see that he has some talent, and you just wondered if he could handle the high school game. And I tell you, he's been fantastic. We have our times as I don't know if it's dad or coach at those times, but maybe it's a little bit of both. But he's been great.
Well, I know a game that was very memorable, and I think Johnny was watching part of it. The Valley JV game. After the Valley win on Friday night, you play their JV on Monday, and here we go. We're doing it all over again. Usually it's done on Thursday, Friday, then you move on to the next team. That was a little bit different, as you talked about earlier, but that Valley game was a very exciting JV game. Went to overtime, I believe.
Went to overtime. We had our chances, and that's our one blemish on the year is an overtime loss to Valley.
I'm taking texts for questions. I haven't got anything from Bob on the south side of Des Moines, Bobby C. I haven't got one from him or Joe Lynn from the south side either, but what do we miss? To talk about, the obviously one game left. Is that right on Monday? But could you play one more game?
Possibly. We're just trying to get games. In today's day and age, especially this time, we want to get as many games as we can while the environment is available to do so. And so we're trying to add another game. But we have a group of sophomores who I think are going to contribute. You have some sophomores playing right now that we had earlier in the year, and some guys who've been up here the entire time. So when you look at this sophomore group, our numbers are really good. We have mid-40s, close to 50 sophomore football players, and we got guys that are going to contribute on the offensive line here in a year or two. We got a couple good receivers. Our running backs have been fantastic, and then you look on the defensive side, we got some guys who have been contributing pretty well this year for us on the sophomore level.
Names? You got names with you?
All right, so let me run down some.
I mean, they're
linemen.
They're listening with bated breath on their radios back in Des Moines. Come on.
As much as you clip your halftime guess, I didn't know how much time I was going to get. Our offensive line, sophomore level, George Nahas. George Nahas is a kid I think is going to be fantastic here in a couple
years.
Who's
his dad?
He's got the size. Jimmy is one of our Jimmy Nahas is one of our.
His dad never played
coaches.
a lick of football. Go ahead.
He likes to coach like he did. Trevor Holtorf's our center. Cade Batterton, who's suiting tonight, is our guard. And we have a nice tight end. Actually, two tight ends. When we look at Jalen Thompson, who's up here on the varsity level, we got a guy, Danny Nielsen, who has great size, and he could put on some weight and strength, and he can be a nice tight end here in the next year or two. Receivers, two guys have really stood out is Bo Gamble and Cooper Nicholson. Have done fantastic. Running backs, Joe Hughes, who also serves as a linebacker, has been called up to the varsity, and Joe's going to contribute now as a special teams player, and he's actually jumped into the 2 deep as a linebacker here at the varsity. Running backs, Jared Rickey, Hunter Crutchlow, Ling Lasso has done great for us, and then on the defensive side, Sam Tessow, Carson Hagan, who's suiting tonight.
Another Hagan coming through.
He's it's a good lineage of with his father, right?
Not Rod. It's the Summy family that brings that out in him, believe me.
We have a couple really good linebackers. Peyton Johnson is a fantastic linebacker who has been up with the varsity, came down and played with us in the Valley game and got hurt, season-ending injury during that game. But he's going to bounce back from that and is going to be great. Jimmy Wanek has done really good job getting developed into a linebacker along with Caden Simpson. And you look at our corners with Vinny Bertinoli, Dominic Quinn, Jake Anderson, as you mentioned tonight. He's just a sophomore. So you can just see we have a lot of really good players in this class. And hopefully we're going to see and hear their names a lot in the future.
And hopefully you'll get an extra game, so you'll play 2 more games beginning this Monday night. What time do you play, and who do you play?
We're going to come back up here in Marshalltown, 6 o'clock Monday night. And you just never know. We've been focused in on hey, if this is our last game, guys, let's get everything we can out of this. Make sure we leave nothing behind and no regrets on this season.
Jimmy, thanks for all you do. It's been a tough year for the coaches, the sanitizing and all the stuff with COVID, and I don't think people know that behind the scenes. I know we've got some pretty good people, Fred Tiernan, J.R. Giersdorf, that are behind the scenes. They help all the programs at Dowling, but you coaches got a lot to do with that, making sure everybody is, doing well, temperature checks and all that, and hats off to you. It just adds more to what goes on, especially during high school football.
It's an incredible stress that you never thought you would have to experience. But, it's the right thing to do. We want to keep these kids safe and healthy. That's the number one priority, and everybody's put a hand in to make that happen.
Thanks for joining us here. Thanks, Jimmy, and all you do.
Right on. Thank you.
Jimmy Cataldo, our halftime guest. We'll take a break. Dowling leading 21-0 at halftime, along with John Chido and Matt Maynard. I'm Mark Amadale. Back after these messages, we'll have the second half kickoff coming up on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ.
Iowa Catholic Radio is a means by which the Lord feeds my soul. Iowa Catholic Radio provides a buffet of programming that includes education, inspiration, prayer, and worship. It strengthens my soul and lifts me up.
Would you consider a $30 a month donation?
You can give at iowacatholicradio.com through the Iowa Catholic Radio app or call 515-223-1150.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Chemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Chemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Chemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Chemin, using science to transform the world. Online at chemin.com.
And we're back here at Marshalltown. Leonard Coldfield, Mark Emmerdale, Matt Mainring, John Chido. Final seconds of halftime ticking off the clock. Dowling with a 21-0 lead. And John Chido, before we send you down, and we'll try our new way of communicating, your thoughts on the second half and what you've seen on the field. Give us your perspective of maybe what the second half may look like for Dowling.
Well, I think it's going to be a lot better offensively the second half, because obviously after that first drive that came out flat, the Dowling's offense is, and I'm sure the talk at halftime was show more intensity and awareness and not take teams lightly, because Marshalltown has had a lot of opportunities, and fortunately for Dowling, they were unable to connect on that double pass and some other things that they did in the first half.
Yeah, they were run that short yardage passing game, if you will, especially to the right side, right in front of us.
Yeah, yep. And their running back is a lot of speed. If he can get the edge, it's going to cause problems for Dowling.
All right. Well, Johnny, we'll talk to you during the game, hopefully. We'll give our signals, right? All right. We're set for the second half kickoff as Marshalltown will tee it up, and that's Deontay Dean on the kickoff. And it's fielded by Dowling. And
the up man.
One of the up mans. And off the bottom of the pile, getting up to about the 33-yard line. Nice job by the Maroons, number 28, that being Ben Faber, who is the starting fullback tonight, Matt.
Well, it's good to see Ben out there. I mean, he's really had a good start here, and it's good to see him getting in there and getting some positive plays and making things happen. That was a well-played ball by him at that short kickoff, and the Maroons are in business right now.
Well, they certainly are. I want to thank folks behind the scenes at Iowa Catholic Radio, Jeff Piggott, for keeping us on cue tonight. Thanks to him. Underway here in the second half. First snap. First down Dowling from their own 34-yard line. Smolik in it, quarterback. Give us to Cam Middleton. No hole on the right side. Tries to go left, and he's hitting smothered under. He'll lose 2. It'll bring up 2nd and 12 for Dowling. Not the way you want to start the second half.
No, the fullback, Patrick Landeros, he got in there and was disruptive in the backfield and really broke that play up right from the start, and Cam didn't have much of a chance to get out of the backfield.
Yeah, the linebacker, I believe. You mentioned Landeros. The left defensive end switched over to the right side, made the stop. The handoff once again, left side, and that is Cam, and it's a couple yards, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. Picks up 2, and will bring up 3rd and 10 now for Dowling.
Yeah, and as they try to get used to, getting out there, and you get a couple of different linemen out there, and seeing some kids getting some extra time there, and Cam didn't quite get to the edge and was unable to make too much happen.
3-yard gain, so it is 3rd and 9 Dowling. Smolik back to throw, has time, launches the ball downfield. He's got Louis Brooks open. The ball comes back, caught by Louis at the 30. Dance inside the 25. Foot race to the end zone. He stops at the 10. He's going to wrestle down inside that 10-yard line. Louis putting on a show with his speed. 1st and goal, Dowling at the 8. What a throw by Smolik.
It was a nice throw by Smolik, and he had to adjust his throw right at the last minute because Louis got held up, and so he threw it a little bit shorter, but Louis' speed got out there ahead of it, and then Louis had to slow up, and Mick comes back and makes a nice play, and the Maroons are in the red zone.
Certainly are. So Dowling with a 1st and goal at the 8. Smolik out of the shotgun, and the give is to Anderson, and he bowls his way, and he goes into the touchdown. Went outside the left end, and touchdown Dowling as the Maroons turn the corner there. And sometimes they've done that, Matt. They haven't been successful, but that play they were.
Yeah.
And touchdown Maroons.
He jumps over the last guy. The last guy dove at his feet and jumps over top of him, Blake does, and a quick strike by the Maroon offense.
So the Maroons go 4 plays and 76 yards. The extra point by Diego Leon is good, and Dowling out to a 28-0 lead with 10:24 remaining here in the third quarter, and the touchdown by Blake Anderson from 8 yards out. And we'll take a break. Be back from Marshalltown High School in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts of the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
And welcome back to Marshalltown High School. Mark Hamadale alongside Matt Maindring as a kickoff by Diego Leon goes into the end zone, touchback, and not returned by Zeke Slocum. So it'll be Marshalltown football, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. And let's see if we can. Okay. So we have Dowling going on that last drive. 4 plays and 76 yards, capped off by Blake Anderson's touchdown run of 8 yards.
Puts the pressure on the Marshalltown offense here.
Bobcats on their own 20. They keep it on the ground. They hand it off to their fullback, and that's Linderos. And right up the gut he goes, maybe for a couple yards.
And on the bottom of the pile there, you got, looks like, I had to get my numbers right here, as it was Jake Anderson. Get those Andersons. Kind of just, they got to make sure it's the right one. Yeah. Jake Anderson gets up off the bottom of the pile.
So a gain of 4. Bring up 2nd down and 6 for Marshalltown as they got their fullback involved that time. Now they change the formation. They go power left, and the handoff goes left side, and that is their tailback, Malik Haynes, and he dives across the 35 or 25 up to the 27-yard line for gain of 3.
Nice cut back there, and that interior from the Maroons ended up doubling back and making a play there. Looked like Russell Pearson got him on that cutback play. So a nice play by Russell to prevent the first down.
So line of scrimmage up to the 29-yard line. They spot it for a 5-yard gain by Haynes. This will bring up 3rd and 1 for the Bobcats. They go to a bunch formation, pistol formation, direct snap to the fullback, and he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage and dropped. They've won that. They've run that play a few times tonight. That'll be about the 3rd or 4th time. Patrick Laderos, who's also a linebacker, was a direct snap fullback, and he gets no gain back to the 29.
Yeah, he never had a chance to get his, the one thing about when that fullback is that close to the line of scrimmage, he doesn't have any chance to build up any momentum. So it's got to be a quick hitter, and there's got to be a gap, and there was no gap there as the Dowling defense just zeroed in on him for a stop.
So Linderos, no gain on the play on that direct snap as the quarterback was off to the side in that pistol formation. Here's the snap. They'll get their tight end to punt. Carson Williams, high end over end kick, fielded by Louis Brooks, and it goes off his hands out of bounds, and Dowling will have it at the 31-yard line. Good coverage that time by Jaden Buchanan. He was one of the gunners from the sideline for Marshalltown, and he got down there on coverage. 1st and 10 down. They'll call it the 32-yard line here, Matt.
Nice coverage there for Marshalltown. It was a good punt, and Louis didn't have any chance for a return there at all. And now the Maroons line up again on offense and see if they can get it going again.
1st down, Dowling. Maroons on their own 32-yard line, leading 28-0 as Dowling scoring in that 3rd quarter. Here in the 3rd quarter on their opening drive, and Smolik in at quarterback. Give is to Middleton, and he finds his way across the 35 up near the 38-yard line for a gain of 6.
Good run inside as the Dowling starts to establish that inside game, and they're going a little hurry up here.
Yeah, the Maroons keeping tempo. Handoff Middleton. He's hit initially in the backfield. Bowls his way up maybe to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So maybe a gain of a yard to the 39.
Again, that was Landeros there making penetration and making a play there. An outstanding play by him.
So it brings up third down for Maroons, 3rd and 4. We'll send Louis Brooks wide right, along with Mac Anderson wide to the right. Tight end is on the left. Smolik, sophomore quarterback, sends Brooks in motion. They fake the jet sweep, hand off Middleton right up the gut. He's up near a first down. Depends on where he stopped, and the referee stops the clock, so it's a first down Dowling at the 43.
Going to give him the spot there, and it allows him to get the first down. Should move the chains. Yes, they are.
So 1st and 10, Dowling from their own 43-yard line. 7.5 minutes remaining, third quarter. Mark Amadeo, Matt Mandring, John Chido from Leonard Cole Field here in Marshalltown. A very crisp night. And here is a handoff, draw play, if you will. And Middleton gets the handoff, and he gets across the 45 up near the 47-yard line for a gain of 4.
Good run there initially. He had a lot of room to run, and then that's the first time we've seen Cam kind of slow down when he got up to some traffic. And he's going to learn right there. He just wants to keep that barrel moving and keep the legs pumping.
So it'll bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Maroons. Dowling with 2 receivers left and 2 to the right. 1 set back in the backfield, and they give it to him, and that's Anderson, who's in for Middleton. And he scampers up. That's Blake Anderson across midfield. Penalty flag down at the point of the tackle.
Yeah, so it's from the side judge here, so I don't know what he saw from the side, and it looked like it was going to be just short of the first down. Nice run by Blake. And
yeah, he'll get 5 yards, but will he be able to keep it? I'm going to call against Dowling.
Yeah, holding.
Called holding on the Maroons. That'll back him up 10 yards from that spot, which was right at the end of the play. I want to thank Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates for their support all season long here in Iowa Catholic Radio. Reminder, next week we'll be at Valley Stadium, final game of the regular season. Yes, a 7-game regular season due to the COVID, a shortened season. And Dowling will be hosting Fort Dodge. It'll be a Thursday night game. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock with our kickoff and pregame, rather, at 6:30. Back to throw Smolik on 2nd and 11. Fires at left side. Pass is caught, and receivers hit and stop for maybe got the line of scrimmage up to the 45-yard line, and that's it.
Yeah, not much of a gain on that play right there for the Maroons. And quick hitter, and Marshalltown's defense was right there to make the stop.
So Dowling up to the 40-yard line.
And again, you see Dowling kind of going hurry up here as they get set, and now they pause and look for a new play.
All right, 3rd and 8 Maroons from their own 40. Leading 28-0 is Dowling. Back to throw Smolik. Fires the ball downfield. A quick post. The pass is incomplete to Koa Thompson, who was running that post pattern over the middle. That's the first time they've thrown the post tonight.
Yeah.
And Koa was open, but Smolik overthrew him.
Just a little bit, and boy, you could see his arm strength right there. That was a rocket down the middle for Koa, and good, just out of his hands.
I'll bring up 4th down, and Calvert into punt for Dowling, and twin safeties back there for Marshalltown. Rebick and Macias are back, and here's a punt. Gets it away, Calvert. Fair catch signal for it about the 25-yard line, and Rebick falls down and makes the catch. And he had pressure coming down, and I think he heard footsteps, but he made the catch.
There's good concentration on his part, and once he got that ball cradled in, he just curled up over top of it and did the right thing.
So 5:42 remaining here in the third quarter. Marshalltown with a first down from their own 24-yard line, and we're going to do the
we're going to do the timeout.
We're going to do the water and sanitary break, and we'll take a break with 5:42 remaining here in the third quarter. It's Dowling 28, Marshalltown nothing. Here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for sponsoring Dowling Catholic High School football. In business since 1951, Skeffington's Formal Wear offers quality service, style, and selection, providing tuxedos, suits, and casual groom attire for weddings, proms, and any other special occasion. Skeffington's Formal Wear, with convenient locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Davenport, Coralville, and Ankeny. All locations are family-owned and operated by members in their respective communities, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org. Iowa Catholic Radio, KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel. Listen online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com or download the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
And we're back here at Marshalltown High School, Leonard Cole Field. I thought they'd rename that Grant Bossom Field at one time.
I think so.
You know, I don't know when that ceremony is supposed to happen. Coach Wilson mentioned looking for a statue here of Grant. This is his old stomping grounds, the Dowling Dean of Students and Defensive Coordinator. So far pitching a shutout on his home field.
I don't know if his parents are here tonight. If they're home listening, we say hi to them. And
absolutely.
We're very proud at Dowling to have him on our staff, both the football team and as the Dean of Students.
Grant doing a super job, and known him for quite a while since he got to Dowling, and found out he's from Marshall County, and I had to do a double take, but it's all good. It's all good. Marshalltown with a 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. They're going to launch it upstairs. It's caught. Nice pass that time. Caught by Carson Williams.
Oh, and he put
the ball on the football, and Dowling's got it.
Dowling's got it.
Carson tried to get extra yardage, and the ball was picked off on the fumble.
He was trying to fight for a couple extra yards, and had gone up and made a nice catch, and then the opportunistic Dowling defense came in and knocked it out of his hands, and now the offense is in business.
I'd say so. 1st and 10 Dowling from their own 44-yard line, as Williams with the catch, and then he fumbled it. Didn't see who the Dowling defender who picked it up, but the Maroons will take over. And Williams, a young man who's going to Buffalo to play Division I football. Matter of fact, they're starting lineman, DeVolder, their right tackle, headed to Minnesota State to play Division II football. So they got a couple guys that playing at the next level. Nonetheless, turnover, and Dowling back in business. 1st and 10 Maroons. And Steingraber back in, hand off to Middleton, wait for a block, gets hit, and he falls forward across the 45. As line of scrimmage was the 44, and he carried it up to about the 47. We'll give him 3.
I think Coach Meeks might have got in young Cam's ear there in that last break, and right there Cam ran hard again and ran in and finished his run. He had that one play in that last drive where he didn't quite finish the run. There he finished it, and just makes a difference, and you can see it. It's 2 yards every time you go out and finish those runs.
Big difference playing sophomore ball a year ago and then playing some mop-up duty a year ago. Remember calling his name. All right, 2nd and 7. And Steingraber back to throw, fires the ball down. He's got Louis Brooks all alone, and Louis going to go in for another Dowling touchdown of 53 yards, and he got behind the safety once again, and that was Zeke Slocum.
His speed is just phenomenal as he gets out there and gets behind the defense. And you just get froze when you come up and you step up for that run, and Louis just turns the jets on, runs right by everybody, and Steingraber put it right on him.
3rd touchdown reception tonight for Louis Brooks, this time from 53 yards to go along with the 48 and 13-yard reception. And now Diego Leon in for the extra point. It's up, and it is good. So Dowling now leads at 35-0. We'll have the continuous clock off following the kickoff. The score, Dowling 35, Marshalltown 0, with 4:46 remaining here in the 3rd period from Marshalltown High School and Leonard Cole Field here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, with 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling Catholic graduate, and Dr. Todd Pedig. The Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at Ashworth and 60th Street in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610. Online at ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up. Heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
cpcustomhomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
And we're back here at Leonard Cole Field. Here's a kickoff by Dowling, and Diego Leon's kick is fielded at the 15-yard line, and now getting through into the secondary is Micaiah Holmes. He's down the near sideline. He's finally run out of bounds by Dowling on special teams inside the Maroon 30. But how about that? Malachi Holmes, the sophomore, third-string running back on the kickoff return, gives the Bobcats a spark down to the 32 of Dowling.
He did. Finn Claypool came from a long ways away. That's a big kid, and ended up took a good angle and got to him. It was an exciting run by that young man, and caught that short kick and just hit the Jets.
Yes, he did. All right, 1st and 10, Marshalltown from the Dowling 32. Bobcats now flip-flop their tight end, and they'll give it to the running back, and that's Patrick Laderos, the fullback, with the carry.
That quick little play again, and right there on it is Joe Hughes makes the play.
And a gain of about 2 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 8 for Marshalltown. As nice kickoff return that time. I'm going to call it about a 55-yard return. Let's set up Marshalltown in Dowling territory. Now back to throw is quarterback Brendan Bates. Throws in the end zone. Pass incomplete as a Dowling player and a Marshalltown player with one-on-one coverage.
Again, they're trying to go down the sideline there to Carson Williams, and they got him matched up one-on-one with, it looks like, that's not Kriegshauser out there, but he got matched up one-on-one, and nice play out there defensively to break that thing up.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Bobcats. Clock stopped with 2:45 remaining. Oh, really? It would have been stopped. Continuous clock, excuse me.
Yeah.
From the 30-yard line. It's 3rd and 8, they'll call it, and give it to the tailback, and that's Laderos, and he's stacked up at about the 28.
That was Jackson Langen on the defensive side of that ball down there in the end zone that made a nice play down there. And so Dowling defense is getting the pressure, a little bend here, and now they see if they don't break. 4th down and about 6 yards.
Yeah, they'll go for it, I'm sure, will Marshalltown. They go right to left towards the west end zone here. Bobcats in that pistol formation. They've run a direct snap out of here, so be mindful of that. Quarterback lines up over the center and fakes the handoff. Back to throw is Bates. Fires downfield. The pass is that a catch? Nope, incomplete.
No.
Incomplete. And Dowling will take over on downs from the Maroon 28-yard line.
He kind of locked in on Carson Williams there, and Carson was coming back across the field, and Bates saw him and just lofted it up over the middle, knowing it's 4th down. Give the big kid a shot to go and get it.
So the Maroon offense will take the field. 1st and 10 Maroons from their 27-yard line. Dowling 35-0. Continuous clock now here in the second half. Steingraber has thrown for 3 touchdowns tonight for Dowling at quarterback, and Brooks has caught 3. Louis Brooks has caught 3 passes. All right, as the Maroons now offense on the field, 1 receiver on each side of the formation, tight end on the left side. Steingraber at quarterback, handoff Cam Middleton right up the gut, and he's near a 1st down across the 35. He'll stop the clock at the 37-yard line. Well, No, they can't stop the clock.
Right.
But he's got the first down.
He's got the first down, and that's that explosiveness again for Cam that we like to see out of him with his legs and how powerful he can be, especially running downhill like that.
So 10-yard gain for the Maroons, 1st and 10 with 35 seconds remaining. Steingraber out of the shotgun. One receiver on each side of the formation. And the give is to Middleton. Cam bounces off a couple tackles.
Oh, there
Still
he goes.
loose. Now he's outside the numbers. Down inside the 40. Still on his feet and bowls his way down the 20-yard line. Matt, he was stopped after maybe a couple yards, but he broke out of that. And I think where that Coach Meeks came in right there.
Yeah,
He said,
I know
you know what? You've got the ability to break out of that.
Yeah.
And he talked him into it.
Yeah, he did.
First down, Dowling.
You know, and you see that in this part of the game when you've got kids going both ways like Marshalltown does, and they start to wear down a little bit, and just fun to see Cam run like that.
That's the final play of the third quarter, and we've come to the end of the third quarter with the score. Dowling 35, Marshalltown nothing. Week 6 of the high school football season, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ.
Iowa Catholic Radio is a safe place to go to get consistent Catholic teaching. With all the conflicting messages and chaos in our world, I can find the truth and where God fits into it all. It reminds me He is always there and will never abandon us.
Would you consider a $30 a month donation?
You can give at iowacatholicradio.com through the Iowa Catholic Radio app or call 515-223-1150.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Kemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Kemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Kemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Kemin, using science to transform the world. Online at kemin.com.
And we're back here at Leonard Cole Field. Start the fourth quarter. Continuous clock. Dowling with a 35-0 lead. And how about Cam Middleton on a 42-yard run in the final play of the third quarter? Gives Dowling a first down at the Marshalltown 21. And now we got a new quarterback in, Jake English, number 13, in for Dowling at quarterback. And he gives it to
Keegan Beckish.
Handoff. And now we got penalty flags coming down late. So we'll see what this is all about.
We got Keegan Beckish in the backfield right now for the Bruins.
And play blown dead. And we'll get a penalty sorted out here with our officiating crew, led by Randy Heimerman and Randy Wiggins. And we got a personal foul on Marshalltown. And that'll be half the distance to the goal, I believe. Yeah. So the ball's down at the 17. That'll put it right around the 8.5-yard line. And that'll be first and goal Dowling, I believe, when they get it all sorted out, once they get it marked off.
Get marked off here. Half a distance.
And it's first and goal Dowling at the 8-yard line, they put it. So it's first and goal Maroons. Has English in at quarterback. Here's the snap. English has it, hands it off to the tailback, Keegan Beckish, and he goes in for the touchdown on the right side.
Yeah.
Broke a tackle at the 5 and spun out and scored. And Keegan Beckish, welcome to the varsity, 5'8", 160-pound junior, wearing number 21, scores for Dowling, and the Maroons up 41-0.
Yeah, nice run there over that right side, and they created a crease there, and Beckish just took it to the house.
Extra point on its way as... see if Diego stays in there or not. Nope. I think we're going to see David Roberts come in for the extra point. Might be some folks in Ankeny that heard that. We'll get Roger Stefani out of his chair here in a moment. And, yes, he's coming in. David Roberts for the extra point. Ball down. Kick is high enough, long enough. And it is good.
Yeah.
Extra point by David Roberts. So everybody getting in the junior. And Dowling 42-0 back in 1 minute. Here on Iowa Catholic Radio from Marshalltown, Dowling 42 and the Bobcats nothing. Back after these messages.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
And we're back here at Leonard Cole Field here on the campus of Marshalltown High School. Dowling leading 42-0 as the Maroons go 73 yards on 4 plays. Capped off by junior Keegan Beckish with an 8-yard run for the touchdown. Now the Maroons will kick off. John Cole kicks it off for Dowling and returned by Marshalltown. Field at the 15 and getting upended right at the Deontay Dean, rather.
Yeah, Deontay Dean.
Is hit right about the 27-yard line. That's Marshalltown will start their offense 1st and 10.
I believe that was Blake Anderson finished that hit there, and the Dowling defense now on the field. We see looks like we got a lot of cleaner shirts out there right now.
Yeah, we're on a grass field, so
yeah.
When we're on field turf, you can't tell who's been in or out.
Right.
Everybody keeps the grass stains out.
Get a little bit of that tonight.
Bobcats with the first down at their own 30. Let's see if they go to their bench here. The quarterback remains the same, and that is Brendan Bates. He scrambles out of the pocket, has time. A lot of clean shirts chasing him, and he fires downfield. It's intercepted. Intercepted by the Maroons, and that's Kellen Shimon. Shimon on the interception inside the 40, and he's finally driven down at Marshalltown right around the 35-yard line. And how about that?
That was.
There's a name that we were going
right. So Bates was looking for that quick hitter to Loney on the sideline there that they've been running all night, and it was well covered, and then Williams was going deep, and both were covered. And he was trying to make a play. Loney released and just didn't get it over Shimon's head. And he makes a nice pick, and you turn it around here.
So Shimon, listed at 5'8", 135 pounds, and a junior with the interception. First down Dowling at the Marshalltown 37. Let's see if Dowling goes to the deep into their bench. They are, as the quarterback is Jake English, and he gives the handoff left side for a couple yards to the tailback, and I believe that is Beckish again, who scored the touchdown. It was.
And again, we got Faber in there at the fullback position and looks like we got a whole new offensive line in there as we work through the kids on the field here. We got Carson Hagan out there at the left tackle.
All right, here is quarterback Jake English out of the shotgun, rolls to his right, looking downfield, fires the ball downfield, threw behind his receiver, and the pass is incomplete. Receiver fell down after coming back for the football.
Again, you get a little bit of that dew this time of night out there in these grass fields, and it makes it a little slick. And nice roll out there by English, and
he just threw behind the receiver and
just
incomplete.
A little bit.
We saw that in the opening kickoff. Marshalltown fielded the ball at the 5, and the young man slipped and fell, and that's where they started their first drive, and that didn't work out well.
So we got Hagan and Navarro on the left side of the line, and I'll get the center here in one more play.
All right, 3rd and 10, Dowling. English, handoff to Beckish up the middle. Went right, followed his center, then cut outside to the left side, and was brought down at the 35.
We got Ryan Bagentoss at the center position. And on the right side of the line, we've got Clayton Witten and one more here. Looks like Josh Stanfill out there. senior Josh Stanful.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Nice job.
So that's the offensive line that's in front of this group right now.
We're trying to get the skills. It's 4th and 8. Dowling will go for it. They have 2 receivers, one on each side of the formation. Tight end left. English at quarterback and Beckish in the backfield. Hand off Beckish, right side. Turns the corner. Wants to go outside right in.
He's
it
got
does.
a little room.
Angling for the far sideline. He might go inside the 10-5 touchdown. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Keegan Beckish
takes that play.
How 35 yards,
yeah.
Matt.
How often do you see that, though? That play is meant to go inside on 4th down. Everybody's sucked inside and gets tight, and he bounced to the outside and turned on the Jets.
Well, he waited for his blockers.
He did.
And it was kind of that stretch play or sweep play in the old days.
Yep.
Outside right in. It didn't see anybody in the backfield, so Coach Pollock's offensive line did a nice job of holding. And then Beckish, once it got by the maybe 5 yards downfield, outside the numbers, it was a foot race.
They're saying he stepped out of bounds.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
And we're at the 11-yard line. Well, we can't give him touchdown.
Yeah, we won't. Give him the ball again.
1st and 10, Dowling. And now the handoff again to Beckish. This time kind of worms his way a little bit, kind of slithers in there.
Yeah, runs downhill and gets a few yards. Nice push from that right side of the line. Again, that's where Stanful is at, and Bagentus and company. So it's good push up front, and I think everybody on that sideline is thinking, Beckish, you probably earned this.
Yeah, he guess he's going to get the ball. 2nd and 6, Dowling at the.
Of course, when that happens, they'll do something else now.
Called at the 8-yard line, gain of 3 that time. Beckish's run was 24 yards before they ruled him down. And I'll bring up 2nd down. Dowling can get a 1st down at the 1. They'll go with the pistol formation. English at quarterback. That's Jake English, 3rd quarterback for Dowling tonight. Here's a snap. Handoff Beckish. Right up the gut he goes, and they try to make something happen inside the 5, and he's down to the 4. Going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 4, a gain of 4.
Good push up front again by that maroon line, and they are making some space there for Keegan as he's popping through there, and not very tall, but he gets right behind those big guys and is making a path in there.
Game clock under 6 minutes and continuous. 42-0 Dowling over Marshalltown. Maroons finish up next Thursday night against Fort Dodge at Valley State. Handoff Beckish up the gut, and he may be near a 1st down, but a penalty flag
run
down on the backside. So they're going to spot Beckish down where? About the 2.
I think they're going to give him the 1st. It would be enough for a 1st down.
Well, they got a flag down, man.
Yeah, I know it. I see that.
Yeah,
we'll see what the flag is.
Yeah, I think he's standing right on the 2, and now we'll see Randy Heimerman holding, I believe, against Dowling.
Yeah.
That'll back him up. So Beckish, a 2-yard gain. That's wiped out by the penalty, and it's a spot foul, so they're going to mark it off from the spot of the penalty, 10 yards.
They would put the ball at the flag is on the 10, so let's see if they mark it all the way back to the 20. Yep, and
they do.
Here they go.
So it's third
and
18.
Almost goal. Yeah, they get
3rd and 19
down.
from the 20, so they can get a 1st down at the 1. Heck, if you're that far down, go in for the touchdown, right? Let's see what they call here. Dowling now with English at quarterback as Dowling leads 42-0. Jake out of the shotgun, pistol formation, give to Beckish. Looks inside, runs right, and tries to find a seam, gets inside the 15, down to about the 12, so he'll get 8 on the play.
Yeah, and they're going to go for it on 4th down. Sometimes you might see the field goal unit come in just to get that practice, but at this point with 42-0, 5 minutes to go, you're just going to let this go with the 4th and 12.
All right, Emmanuel Lugala in at wide receiver to the far left, split out. Line of scrimmage is the Marshalltown 12-yard line as Beckish picked up 8 in that last carry. And now handoff English. They work the right side again, and Beckish now
Beckish is going to – oh, no.
Couldn't run out of it down to the 10-yard line and gains 2. The hole opened up right, and he cut back, and then
I thought he was going to get away. He had that one guy around his ankles, and
he went too much north-south. And normally that's good on a normal Friday night, north-south, but not on an east-west field, and that'll turn the ball over on downs for Dowling as they'll turn it over on the Marshalltown 10. Beckish with a 2-yard run, and Marshalltown will take over on downs.
I thought on change of possession they stopped the clock.
Oh, with the running clock? I got to see the printout. I forgot.
I forgot too, but it's still running here. Regardless.
You never had to worry about that up at Sheldon, did you? You weren't. You didn't have the running
I don't know.
clock.
It was probably early on. We might have been on the back side of that, on the wrong side of it a couple times. But
I don't know about that.
Yeah, no. In the end, we didn't see that too often.
All right, first down, Marshalltown.
Sometimes on the good side.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah.
I know 4 minutes. Bobcats keep the ball on the ground. And their quarterback's still in there, so Bates is still in there. And they hand it off to Landeros, number 22, and he's stacked up and loss of 1, maybe 2, back to the 8-yard line. Whoever's up front for the Maroons is really creating a wall.
And I'd like to be able to call their names, but it's hard to see the number. They're a little ways away right now.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, we got a dark part of the stadium that's down in that area, that west end zone. Here's the snap. Bates back to throw. Out in the flat, incomplete. Tried to hit his receiver, Isaiah Sanders.
Kind of running before he caught it.
Yeah.
He did have a couple blockers out there. He had a little room to run and just didn't get the ball put away, and it gets out of his hands and makes it 3rd and 12.
3rd and 12, Marshalltown from their own 8-yard line. Final 3 minutes of the game. Dowling's going to improve their record to 4-1. They're ranked number 2 by the Radio Iowa poll. Des Moines Register has them ranked 4th. Last report, Waukee was defeating Valley. Back to throw is Bates for Marshalltown. He overthrew everybody, incomplete. He threw into triple coverage that time to his big tight end, Carson Williams. Waukee 28-16 over Valley in the second half. The last report from Valley Stadium. And here it's 42-0. Dowling with the lead. Running clock here in the second half on a crisp night in Marshalltown. It's 45 degrees. Very little wind as I bring up the Marshalltown current conditions. And not a bad night. Get a little too cold, and you know how that goes. Here's the punt.
Yeah, this is a real nice night.
By Marshalltown. Dowling will let it bounce, and it'll bounce right around midfield, and it'll take a Dowling bounce. And the Maroons will have it 1st and 10 from the Marshalltown 47-yard line with a minute 42 remaining here in the fourth quarter. As we'll put this one in the books, Dowling will move on. Marshalltown will fall to 2-4 on the season. They'll take on Sioux City North in Sioux City next Thursday night, and Dowling will also play next Thursday night against Fort Dodge, we mentioned, at Valley Stadium. Well, that'll be senior night.
Senior night.
And as I look at my sheet, the Maroons picked up a couple seniors this week, so 31 seniors will walk across the field, Mr. Maindring.
Yeah, it's a good group of kids, and you know what's hard about it this year is you don't get to see them very often.
Yeah, that's
they're some of them are 100% virtual, and
yeah. All right, handoff once again, and
Beckish
here we
going to
go.
get a shot now again.
Keegan down the far sideline. Let's see if he stays in bounds from the 47-yard line, and this time he's knocked down right around the inside the 15, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Clock continues to run with 45 seconds. Dowling wants to score here.
Big gain there, and probably got one more snap left in this ball game.
Maroons are in hurry-up mode.
And Beckish is going, let's get up to the line, and I want to run again.
Well, they have to get
Keegan's going, give me the ball.
They haven't got the chains set, so they're not going to be allowed to go here.
They're walking.
And it's
the chains are walking.
12-yard line. And it's 1st and 10 Dowling. 42-0 lead. Here's a snap, and English will nail down, and that'll do it. So
and that's your ball game.
35-yard run by Beckish. And then English with the kneel down, and that'll do it. Dowling the winner. 42-0 here at Marshalltown, the final. Where Maroons got a lot of kids in there. You always want to see that. Hopefully remain healthy and preparing for a short week, Matt, as you know, going from Friday to Thursday, so it'll be a quick week. And Coach Wilson and his staff will make arrangements there. But
one thing I'll say about Marshalltown, you can see a program that's improving, because for a quarter and a half, they were toe-to-toe. And, and right at the end of the first half, we scored two touchdowns. It's 7-0, and then Dowling scores 2 touchdowns right in that last 3 minutes of the half. And Marshalltown played really, really well. And you get up 21-0, and then right coming out of the half, Dowling puts up 2 quick scores, and it kind of takes the wind out of the sails.
Well, 3 touchdown passes from quarterback Jake Steingraber and 3 touchdown receptions from Louis Brooks was basically the middle of Dowling's scoring tonight. Blake Anderson, an 8-yard run, and Cam Middleton, a 5-yard run for scores. And then late in the game, Keegan Beckish, a 8-yard run for a touchdown. And Maroons win it 42-0. Dowling perfect on their extra points tonight. They went 6 for 6. And the Maroons win on a very cool, crisp night, 45 degrees, very little wind. And after we've had a damp and windy week. So we'll take a break, come back with our post-game show after these messages. Again, the final, Dowling 42, Marshalltown nothing. The Maroons improve their record to 4-1, and Marshalltown falls to 2-4. Back with more on the post-game show here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic with 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling Catholic graduate, and Dr. Todd Pedig. The Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at Ashworth and 60th Street in West Des Moines, 515-440-4610, online at ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
cpcustomhomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
And we're back here at the Marshalltown High School at Leonard Cole Field, soon to be named Grant Boston Field. We're waiting for that ceremony to happen, Matt Maindring. I mean, he's we've heard about who was it, that one actor said he had 6 touchdowns in one game. And,
yeah. I've never heard that claim out of Mr. Boston.
Well, you talked to him a lot. He's down the hallway from you. But what was his preparation coming back to his home field? And, can't forget Coach Campbell. He didn't have to go far either.
Well, you just try to keep his focus. Keep your focus.
Were they?
Yeah.
Were they both? I don't know.
We had a busy day today in the building, so it was, didn't have too much time to think.
I see. Well, that's probably good anyway.
Yeah.
Especially for some of those. But Jay Campbell from the western part of Marshall County, and of course Grant right here. So I don't know how they worked all that out. But congratulations on the win, Dowling with the win 42-0. Let's take a look at our statistics. Jared Seifert, outstanding math teacher at Dowling is what I've been told.
Here, I'll give you a couple more names.
Go ahead.
Veronica Deegan, Kelsey Stodeker, Ashley Mosley, Nicole Otten, Gabby Liebman. I got them. Well, yeah.
That's because one of them texts you, "Hey, you forgot me."
No,
you forgot me.
No, I know it. No,
It's almost like getting Cataldo on the radio.
I'm getting there.
You start getting messages, I forgot this one. I got a message from his dad. Where did he get his coaching ability? Well, he wants me to say his dad, but I don't know about that. Anyway. I digress. Dowling wins at 42-0. Let's get right to it. Total offense, Dowling with 474 yards. Pull up a chair, Mr. Chido. Stay a while. 122 yards from Marshalltown. Maroons with 215 yards on the ground, 259 yards on the ground, 215 yards on the air. Marshalltown with 88 passing yards and just 34 yards rushing. Maroons were penalized 5 times for 44 yards, and Marshalltown 4 penalties for 28 yards. Dowling with 20 first downs in the game. Marshalltown with just 3. That's what they had at halftime, I believe, Matt, if I'm not mistaken. Steingraber with 6 out of 9 passing tonight, 137 yards and 3 touchdowns, all to Louis Brooks. Smolik, 5 out of 8 passing, 78 yards, and Jake English 0 for 1 in passing for the Maroons. For Marshalltown, their quarterback, Brendan Bates, with 7 out of 16 passing, 88 yards and a touchdown. Cam Middleton, I knew he went over 100 yards, 20 carries, 118 yards, and a touchdown for Dowling. Keegan Beckish, late in the fourth quarter, 10 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown. And Blake Anderson, 8 carries for 31 yards and a touchdown. Louis Brooks had 1 carry for 22 yards. For Marshalltown, Malik Haynes, 9 carries, 26 yards. And Nick Rebick, their fullback, 2 carries for 5 yards. And Patrick Lederos, 5 carries for 4 yards. Lead receiver for Dowling, Louis Brooks, what a night. 6 catches, 185 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Mac Anderson, 4 catches for 27 yards. And Koa Thompson, 1 catch for 3 yards. For Marshalltown, their leading receiver was John Loney, 5 catches for 40 yards. Their big tight end, Carson Williams, young man going to Buffalo next year to play college football. Williams finished with 1 catch for 32 yards. And also in there, Gannon Williams, Carson's younger brother, 1 catch for 16 yards. So that's a look at the numbers. Again, Dowling with 474 total yards on the night with 259 on the ground. Marshalltown with 122 yards tonight with 34 yards on the ground. And we want to thank Jared Seifert for providing those.
I got 4 more math teachers.
Oh, I figured this was going to lead somewhere.
Lydia, and I can't say Lydia's last name because Magalese or something like that. So good. Julie Bosch, Jonathan Vanderaw, who covers 2 departments for us, and he does his computer science.
See Jonathan during basketball season.
Oh, yeah, we will. He does a good job with the girls program, and then Justin Lewis, new teacher for us. So I think I got them all. I got a little assist there from Casey Tickle.
Well, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did.
But it's a great group, and, Jarek leads them.
Yeah, and
here we go.
We were just talking about a math department. Your son takes math, right?
He does. He needs a lot of help with that too. So,
well, doesn't he get that from his dad? I mean, you're a math genius, aren't you?
I love stats.
See,
there you go.
Can't help
That's
him.
more my area. You start getting into geometry and stuff like that. And,
they teach geometry and calculus. Oh my goodness!
I tell you, it's amazing. I go in there and you try to help, and then I look at those things and I'm going, ooh.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
This all came up because of Coach Bossum. Being up here in Marshalltown, putting all the points on. I think he had 8 touchdowns in a game on this field, but they call it Leonard Cole Field, probably for a reason. The guy won a mythical state championship back in the 30s. But we were just hoping they'd rename the field and we'd be up here for that night, but it's not tonight, John.
No, but talk about Coach Bossum and how he breaks down the game and every stat that he has and how he filters through that and uses it and plays the percentages, and it's just amazing what he puts into.
He's a math teacher too.
Is he?
It was.
I could see
in
that.
the other life before he moved up to administration. Yeah.
He does a nice job. It's incredible.
Amazing.
He does. He puts a lot of time in.
Well, John, I know you're on funny, the microphone works up here, but we can't. We got issues with something. Maybe we got to figure that out. But you can only go 10 feet from us now, and that's it.
It must be like that, or I'm just a walking technical difficulty.
It's working fine. What did you see in the second half? A lot of kids played. We saw that. And how about the performance? Steingraber to Brooks tonight, 3 touchdown passes. That'll get some notice.
Yeah, when I was walking down after halftime, when they completed that pass, it was a one-on-one with Louis Brooks, and he had inside position. And what a ball. It was thrown perfectly, hit him in stride, and was able to get in the end zone.
Yeah, you saw the timing. We talked about the in the first half, the quarterbacks were having a tough time finding their rhythm on this field and everything else. But as the game wore on, they got used to it, and you saw them start to go down the middle a little bit more, which is a little bit easier to throw for them on these fields. But the timing was great, and anytime you give Louis a chance, he's going to make a play.
Well, and one of the plays was on the 48-yard catch, I believe, in the first half by Louis. But Steingraber was going down. We talked about that scenario. Jake's hung right with it, took a lick afterwards, and got right back up. And that's the mark of a quarterback that's been battle-tested. Now, a year ago, Jake wouldn't have made that throw and maybe not even gotten up. But that just tells you maturity and, senior leadership and, putting the time in. And that comes down to a play like that in a game like this.
Yeah, and especially with this offense and understanding of what they're trying to do and under the read with the RPO system and being able to have a year under your belt, watching and being able to get some game experience and now actually being on there full time doing it, it makes a huge difference. And Jake has done a tremendous job with that. And when he gets going and those receivers and hits them in stride and they can find that open space, a lot of good things happen.
Yeah, it certainly does. And how about the touchdown by Blake Anderson to start the second half? Maroons were up 21-0 at halftime, and then Blake, we've seen that play many times. We run around left end, and all of a sudden, might get a yard or two. Blake had nothing but daylight, and he walked right into the end zone. And you were probably on that back side because we got blocked up here. But your thoughts on that play? Yeah. Obviously, something happened there.
Well, he has a great cutback, and he has that great vision to see that cutback lane, and he's been utilizing that well. And I saw that develop late in the Waukee game with that when they were inside the red zone. Blake did a nice job, and he's continued to do that, and that was another example right there on that score for him, was that nice cut back lane. He saw it and was able to walk in the end zone.
And then Beckish with the late touchdown, capping off a 4-play, 73-yard drive. And I know one of them was a long run in that scenario, Johnny. I believe it was Beckish had a 24-yard run, and then he just pounded it down there. Yeah. But he got loose. And
you're talking about that big run that he set up.
The big run that set up the touchdown. We thought he went in.
Yeah.
But it was like the C part. Was it a fourth down play, Matt, when that happened?
Yeah, when he bounced it outside. Yeah.
It was just like a little, stretch play or sweep in the old days around right in.
It was supposed to go inside, and who had the block there was Claypool. It was a cut back to his side, and he sealed his guy inside, and he was able to see that Beckish was and
bounce it outside.
It was just a nice run.
He did a nice run. When there's one thing to wait for your blockers, but you don't want to wait too long before you get outside. Well, he got outside and showed his speed. Unfortunately, he got tackled right about the 12-yard line, and then the Maroons ended up turning the ball on downs in the drive because they had that holding penalty when they were down at the 2-yard line, and that pushed them back, and they didn't recover. So, again, the final, Dowling 42, Marshalltown nothing. You listen to Postgame Show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale alongside John Scheidel and Matt Maindring. And Coach Maindring, your thoughts moving into the Fort Dodge game. This is going to be Marshalltown and Fort Dodge went neck and neck the time they played here a couple weeks ago. Dodgers without their running back in the first half, but he came back in the second half, and it was a lot of turnovers, self-inflicted by Marshalltown. But we're going to see a very similar team, I think, with Fort Dodge with a little bit more speed if that back's healthy.
Right. We played Fort Dodge last a couple of years ago at East in the first round of the playoffs, second round of the playoffs, something like that. And so we get to see him again, and and it's coming on this short week. The one thing about a game like this, where you're able to rest some guys and after late in the ball game, and I don't know, Fort Dodge have the night off. No, they were going over to Sioux City tonight. They were going to Sioux City East, and
they were home against Sioux City East for the second time this year.
Yeah, that's right. And so you've got that short week of play, and then the tournaments. The one thing I would like to say, because listening to Coach Cataldo at halftime, as the season started and in early in August as you're preparing, we weren't sure we'd be playing football at this point. And I know in every game right now is just, it's kind of a blessing because for these kids and the ability to play the game. And, what our coaches have done and everything else, wearing the mask, everything else. And, you just hope and pray that it continues that way because, it's fun to watch the kids getting the opportunity to play. At all levels.
But you saying that, before I came up here, I was listening to Coach Wilson's speech to the kids after the game, and that he hit that point exactly, that you have to play like it's your last down opportunity. He doesn't care if it's Marshalltown, Valley, Waukee, or whoever. You have to come into all these games and think that this could be it for you seniors and guys that have the opportunity to get on the field, is take advantage of it. And every play matters, and you're exactly right.
Well, next week is senior night for Dowling, and as I was telling Matt during the game, the Maroons gained 2 seniors this week, and there'll be 31 of them marching across Valley Stadium, I believe, before the game with their parents. So that's always a special night. Hopefully we'll get to that point, but it's a Thursday night game, and a short preparation week for the Dowling coaching staff, Johnny.
Yeah, it's always hard when you have to change your structure and your organization with those short weeks and how you plan for that. And so I would imagine they'll come Sunday, where they normally watch film and lift weights, so they'll have a practice and get started and prepared for that short week.
Get their walkthrough and get things ready, because you do just have to slide your week over a little bit. And then, if I remember right, or maybe that was when I was doing my time in Wisconsin, but the last game of the year was always on a Thursday night. Maybe that's when my time was in Wisconsin to prep for
the next round.
You have
an extra day,
sure. Yeah.
That's back when you guys used to meet in the middle of an interstate and exchange tape.
That's right.
Then you get into the VCR and then all of a sudden they showed the end zone view, which doesn't help you with some plays. So I remember those days. I remember hearing all about that. But now we got this thing called Huddle. Very nice.
It's amazing.
Let's catch up with some scores. The last report, it was Waukee leading the Valley Tigers 28-16 at Valley Stadium, and Southeast Polk rolling over Ottumwa 48-0 in the second half. And at last report, it was Indianola leading Ames 14-10. So those are some of the Class 4A scores we've had updated. We'll take our final break and come back. Unfortunately, no post-game show with Coach Wilson. Found out our mic only goes about 10 feet tonight, but it's here and with John Chido. So we'll come back and recap, folks. Again, the final, Dowling 45 and 42-0 Dowling final over Marshalltown as they shut the scoreboard off here. You notice that?
Yeah, right away.
Right away. Maroons win it, and we'll be back with final comments after these messages here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, Dental Associates, for underwriting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. With over 40 years' experience, Dental Associates is a group dental practice with the mission of promoting optimum health and well-being to all patients, providing preventative, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry for the entire family. Message underwritten by Dr. Kenton Gleichman, Dr. Steve Karbaka, Dr. Christine Mulcahy, and Dr. Ben Nagel. Dental Associates, addressing your smile, needs, and dreams. Online at DesMoines-DentalAssociates.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Kemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Kemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Kemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Kemin, using science to transform the world. Online at kemin.com.
And we're back here at Leonard Cole Field here on the campus of Marshalltown High School. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Maindring, John Chido, Dowling a 42-0 win over Marshalltown as Louis Brooks, 3 touchdown pass receptions from quarterback Jake Steingraber, Cam Middleton on a touchdown tonight, Blake Anderson a touchdown tonight, and at the end, Keegan Beckish a touchdown tonight rushing. So three passing, 3 rushing, pretty simple. Extra points were perfect by Diego Leon and Dowling rolling, and sets up the, hard to believe, Week 7, which is the final week of used to be a 9-game regular season, but COVID has kind of thrown a wrench into that. And Week 7, senior night next Thursday, and we'll be on the air at 6:30 with our pregame. Dowling and Fort Dodge, and Matt, you mentioned it, last time we played Fort Dodge was in a playoff game at Williams Stadium a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And Maroons rolled there, but Fort Dodge has a new coach, Nick Mosier, former player, outstanding player there, is back to first-year coaching. So we'll see the Dodgers on Thursday night.
They're going to be ready to play.
Always will. Who's going to be ready to play? Final game for 8th grade football. We started if folks missed the pregame, which a lot of people I understand do miss the pregame because they're tailgating, but then they get in the traveling or whatever.
Yeah,
but final 8th grade game, Mr. Chido, Tuesday night. Because JV Lou is on Monday night, so you can't be on the same field. But who are you hosting? Who are you playing?
We play Waukee Timberline, the other Waukee program, and it's going to be a tough ball game.
At your place? At Dowling?
It's at Dowling.
Okay.
It will be at 5:30. Come out and watch if you can. It's great to see some 8th grade football. And
A and B, right? Play both.
These up-and-comers, they're excited to be part of the Dowling community and venture on to freshman football and beyond next year. But I have to break down tape this weekend and get their defense rolling.
Who does that? Yeah, I was going to say, did you give up, 8 first downs that last game? That's a little high for you, isn't it?
Well, we started the year great, and then it went a little bit sluggish, so we gave up a couple big plays. But defensively, been playing great, and offensively, been rolling lately. But I would like to give thanks to Coach Flood, the head coach, and Charlie Schumacher, Jack McAllister, who's new this year, that played for Dowling Catholic, Rod Hagan, and just been a great group of guys to be around.
Well, Johnny, that when you go out to Dowling and watch these freshman games on Tuesday, 8th grade games on Tuesday and JV games on Monday, got a guy named Brian Hobbs, does the concessions, does a great job. He's got a new sandwich, you know that? I mean, I know you're overcoaching, but I indulged.
Well, that's thanks to what Bobby Cataldo.
Yeah, it's not called that. It's called the Mr. C sandwich.
Mr. C sandwich,
sausage sandwich. Yeah. I had one last night. I was in the emergency room for a few hours, but I got out, and they let me out. But named it after Mr. Cataldo, whose son we had on there. And I said, I'm going to write to the principal, how did you allow that to happen, Matt? I mean, really, this guy, Bobby Cataldo, home listening to us, texting me, asked my son this, and you allow that to happen.
Well, there's only so many things I control. I'm up here, I'm off duty, kind of off duty.
I feel sorry for Hobbs, because you know what happened, Johnny? He got a brand new sign put up, and it had it on there. It's like, this does not sound right. Something's up.
Well, I will give credit to the Mr. C Sandwich, because he is an excellent cook, as you know, and I know you hate saying it, but he is a tremendous cook, and if you have a chance to eat anything that's Italian with Mr. Cataldo, it's fantastic. So.
It is, but the only problem is it gives him credit, and that's the last thing he needs is credit. But, so it's you got to try that,
I gotta
Matt.
try it. Where are we going to?
Dowling Concession Stand.
Oh, Dowling Concession. Yeah, I feel good.
I know it's on the football stadium and track, and but I don't know if he's got it inside when volleyball is going on and swimming. But Dowling Concession's pretty good.
No, it's really good.
Hobbs is doing a great job.
First half of my life, when you live in school all the time and you're only eating concession, pretty soon you got to give it up, and it's hard, because I know the Dowling one's very, very good, and so.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So just throwing that out there. Come out and watch a football game. Monday night, JV team at Dowling, and Tuesday with the 8th grade team. Hobbs has got a pretty good concession stand going.
He does. And
He does a good job.
It does.
He does an outstanding job.
All right, guys, final comments before we head back. Our 45-minute drive. Be careful of the deer. I heard that coming up. Be careful of the deer. They're out.
Yeah, my son just texted. He clipped one on the way back.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he got one. Yeah.
Been through that one too many times, so that's never good. But, guys, final comments. Johnny?
I just next week, Fort Dodge will be a physical game. They always will have a lot of team speed, and Dowling just can't afford to get off to those slow starts. They have to keep getting in that groove. So that's what I'm waiting to see next week, if they can just get back with those fast starts and keep it going.
You saw a little bit of inconsistency in that offensive line tonight, a little bit, and not the consistent run game. And you saw Cam come back in the fourth quarter there and run really hard at the first start of that fourth quarter. And it's fun to watch him mature. And it's going to be interesting to see next week, as they continue to mature as an offense, how that's going to be. You got Louis. You got Louis one-on-one, and it's anybody. You got to double team him, and so if they can establish that run game, because that's what opened up that last touchdown, was they bit up on the run, and Louis running free down the field.
Maroons with two starting backs tonight. Cam Middleton got the start, as Zach Swager out with an ankle injury. Hopefully he'll return on Thursday. And Ben Faber starting at fullback for the Maroons. He had his name called a few times. He subbed for Cale Gokenauer, who was out with an ankle or knee injury. So hopefully they'll both be back. And that's a big part of the offense. You've got to have that blocker, that, as Coach Wilson calls it, that third guard.
Yes.
And this year it's Gokenauer, and tonight it was Faber. And nice job out of them. Hopefully they'll get healthy, and the Maroons will continue to get healthy. I like seeing guys in the two deep and not on the injured list. That's always good. So hopefully that'll. Well, gentlemen, thanks for being up. We socially distanced. We each drove separately.
Yep.
Appreciate that. I'm sure just so our listeners out there know we do try and do that. Mask on.
We're masked up.
Masked up. Yeah. May have sounded like that during the broadcast. I apologize. But we'll see you next Thursday night on senior night. That's always a special night.
We don't have much room in this one.
Yeah, we got they put the Dowling coaches on one end by the door, and we put us by the other end at the other door.
A good thing.
Well, so it's warm in the middle. So that's it's the home team, But Marshalltown folks did a great job. Appreciate all their help. And all right, gentlemen, travel safe. We'll talk to you next week.
All right,
Johnny, best of luck Tuesday night.
Thank you.
All right, and that'll wrap up our broadcast here from Marshalltown High School, Leonard Cole Field. 42-0 the final. Dowling with the win. Our thanks to athletic director and head coach Tom Wilson at Dowling, Mary Pick, Michael Connor. Appreciate all their help throughout the year. And, of course, back at the Iowa Catholic Radio studios, Jeff Piggott, our studio producer. Thanks to Jeff and all the folks. We had our Carathon this week, ended tonight right before the game. So thanks to everybody that donated. IowaCatholicRadio.com. If you'd like to donate, it's tax deductible. Appreciate all that and your support. Our halftime guest is Jimmy Cataldo. Thanks to him, the JV sophomore football coach at Dowling. And our thanks to our business underwriters and supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, including the fine folks from Dental Associates, Construction Professionals, Ashworth Vision, Kemen, Mercy One, and Skeffington's Formal Wear. I want to thank the Marshalltown Athletic Administration, Ryan Isgrig, along with head coach Adam Goodwin and his staff. Up next for Marshalltown, they'll play next Thursday. They'll be traveling to Sioux City, take on the Sioux City North Stars at Olson Stadium at 7 o'clock. Our next broadcast on Iowa Catholic Radio, Dowling on Thursday night for Week 7, hosting Fort Dodge at Valley Stadium. Pregame 6:30, kickoff 7 o'clock. It'll be senior night from Valley Stadium. Join us for the broadcast and on webcasting as we'll simulcast with CISN.TV. Once again, the final, Dowling 42, Marshalltown nothing. For Matt Maindring and John Chido, I'm Mark Amadale. For our studio producer, Jeff Piggott, have a safe and blessed, faith-filled evening.
Coverage of Dowling Catholic High School football is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, Kemen, Mercy One, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Bozen the Florist. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The proceeding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Iowa Catholic Radio, KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel. Listen online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com or download the Iowa Catholic Radio app.